walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast, diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
A pleasant good afternoon to everybody live on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. We welcome you to NE10 Hockey as this afternoon the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen 2-4-1 in conference, 4-5-1 overall for 9 points, currently 5th in the NE10 from Manchester, New Hampshire. Travel down here to Connecticut to take on your Post University Eagles, 1-9-1 overall, 1-6-1 in conference for 5 points and 6th in the NE10. A pleasant good afternoon. I'm Jeff Nelson. Coach Pete Whitney will join us in just a moment. For the Eagles, a tough loss yesterday. Didn't really have a ton of positives to take from that game other than maybe a 5 or 6 minute stretch and ultimately leading to a 7-1 loss. Coach, we bring you in. Again, not a lot of positives from yesterday. A change in the lineups for Coach Richter. Some new players getting some opportunities. The last game before the winter break. A lot of things you're kind of looking at as you go into that winter break. You don't want to go in with another loss. This is the game 6 of an 8-game homestand. They're 1-4 currently. You want to go out with a win. You want to gather some points because if you lose this one, you're going to be 2.5 games behind the nearest team in the NE10.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I break this down looking at my last 4 games. So in my head, we're 1-2. You know, we had a really good win, a loss that was a close game, and then another one that we're just going to forget about. So the goal for me would be to come in here, win today. That makes us a 500 team over these last 4 games. Going into break, that's my mindset. That's what I want my team's mindset to be. So when we come back in January to get things going again, we're a 500 team who's looking to get better. That's the approach I would have.
Is that going to put more pressure on them today? Because I know they're feeling it. I know they can see the standings. I know they know what's occurred over these last 4 to 5 games. Is there more pressure on them today? Because you feel like the first goal, if they get down 1-0, it might just deflate the whole thing.
Well, I mean, if you're a hockey player, right, you got to love competition, right? So it's not that often that you win a game 1-0. So in that sense, you got to be ready to step up, and you got to be ready to play. You can't let that bother you. The whole key to being a successful player is you don't get too high, you don't get too low, you stay even keel regardless of what's happening. You take care of each shift, each responsibility that you have in the game, break it down a period at a time, win 1 period, 2 periods, 3 periods, then you celebrate later.
And hopefully for the Eagles, they'll figure out a way to celebrate today. They're desperately needing a win now, 4 full points behind 5th place Southern New Hampshire. Get a win today in regulation or even in overtime, close that gap a little bit. Still a lot of the season left to go, but you don't want to be chasing so much that it seems unattainable to make it to the NE10 playoffs. Coach, they're going with Drew Blodgett in goal today. He replaced Zach Richards in net yesterday. Not really Zach's fault, not his best effort, but back and forth with the goalies right now. What are we looking for out of Drew today?
Yeah, I think Drew typically responds well when he's challenged, so I see yesterday as a challenge, and I expect good things from him.
All right, as we get ready, teams are going to be taking the ice shortly. We'll get to the starting lineups, and they're brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors out of Manchester, New Hampshire, the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen, almost said Southern Connecticut, Southern New Hampshire University Penmen. They'll go with Sean Guerin in goal, the freshman out of Chicago, Illinois. He's 2-3-1 on the season, 2.77 goals against average with a .918 save percentage. His defensive combination is Alex Mothersbaugh, 6'1", out of Guilford, New Hampshire. The sophomore is 6'1", 195, and Brian McLaughlin, 5'9", 175 out of San Pedro, California. He is a freshman. His forwards are left wing Tyler Murray, who had an unsung game yesterday. Didn't get any points on the board, but played well. Sophomore, 6 foot out of Barrie, Vermont. Jack Gray at center, 6'1" out of Lowell, Massachusetts. He's a junior. And junior Tucker Twardowski, 5'10", 180 out of Merrimack, New Hampshire. The head coach is Sean Walsh in his 7th year. Assistant coaches Rex Crowley, Chris Moquin, and Matt Osgood. For your Eagles, as we mentioned, Drew Blodgett in goal, the junior out of Lowell, Massachusetts. 3.89 goals against average and a 900 save percentage. He's 0-5-0 on the season, but his record doesn't do his play justice. His defensive combination is Nick Brewer, graduate out of Traverse City, Michigan, 5'11", 170, and Tanner Glassrud back in the lineup, 6'7", 225, junior out of Delano, Minnesota. Forwards, Hugh McQuegan, sophomore out of Hamburg, New Jersey, 6'2", 195. Ryan Cardo, who's moved up from defense to play center, replacing Patrick Murphy, who's out until after the holiday break. Sophomore, 5'9", 175 out of Manchester, New Hampshire. And Jacob Howell, sophomore, 6'1", 175 out of Derry, New Hampshire. Assistant coaches Andy DeAngelis and Brandon Brown, and the head coach is Tim Richter in season number 2. And coach, quickly on Ryan Cardo, probably their best puck-moving defenseman, maybe other than Nick Brewer on defense. Now you're going to play him at center. Does that take something away from the defense? Does it give something to the offense? A little bit of both? What's the thought process?
Well, there's a good mix there. You know, with him being at center, he's going to be in those down-low situations, and he'll be comfortable. So it's almost like in those situations having a third defender out there. And last year they moved him around a bit, and there were games where it paid some dividends for sure. So I'm sure that's what they're looking for today. And
Connor Murray back in the lineup after his one-game suspension for fighting last week. How will that help the Eagles, particularly in the face-off dot more than anything?
Right. He's, I think, one of their stronger face-off players. He was close to actually leading the team in shots on goal as well. So that's a guy that can make things happen because you need to get shots on goal, get rebounds, bury those rebounds. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do in the lineup today.
Coach, we have an Ask the Broadcast question. This will come from Jacob from Willimantic, Connecticut. And his question is, we talk about the upcoming winter break. So what do the players do during winter break? You obviously have about 3.5 weeks between games this time. You've had longer stretches. What's sort of the standard of a winter break? Are there practices? Are there time off? How does that work for your team?
Right, so what will happen next week usually is things will shut down because it's an exam week. Forget about the student-athlete piece, right? So they'll take their exams. They'll go home. And they'll all train. They'll all work out. If they have injuries, they'll attend to those and skate as much as they possibly can. They don't really take much time off. I mean, the time off is you're away from the rink and you got a chance to maybe decompress a little bit, think about your game, and just honestly, you hope you use that time wisely and find ways to improve.
Do they get off campus as well? I mean, they go home? Is that kind
of?
Yes,
okay. Yep. They'll go home. There's an option, I think, for you to stay on campus here and there, but by and large, at least the hockey players' end of it, I'm pretty sure they all go home.
Thank you, Coach. That's a question through our Ask the Broadcast, which is on posteagles.com on the fan section. Click on the right-hand side, click on Ask the Broadcast, and choose the sport with which you want to ask a question for. And if your question is selected, we'll hopefully answer it the way you'd like it to be answered on an upcoming broadcast or during this broadcast. We thank Jacob out of Willimantic, Connecticut, for the first question in the Ask the Broadcast segment. As we mentioned, and as Coach just alluded to, this is the last game before the winter break. The next game for the Eagles will be Game 7 of the 8-game homestand, Wednesday, January 3rd at 1 p.m. versus King's University out of Pennsylvania. We'll have all that action for you on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Teams have taken the ice. The starting lineups are being announced to the fans in attendance. Good crowd filling in for a Saturday afternoon, and these Saturday afternoon games seem to have the better crowds, Coach. They seem to pack them in pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's probably easier for people to travel at that time, this time of day on a Saturday than late afternoon on a Friday.
I will say it's not easy to travel anywhere around here at any time of the day. Maybe that's an advantage for some of these other teams in the conference. There's nobody around, but this place gets crazy traffic-wise. We will now take a moment for the playing of our national anthem. our national anthem. Played for the players in the crowd here on a Saturday in December, a couple of weeks away from Christmas. Hanukkah underway, so happy Hanukkah to all those who celebrate that holiday. A couple weeks to Christmas, and then we go into 2024, Coach. Seems like it was just 2021, but time has sort of flown.
Yeah, it really does. Once you get into your rhythm and things start happening, the time just goes.
And a dog just came out of that bag.
It did. It really did.
You're not going to see that on screen, but there is a woman who had a bag, and she got up, and then a dog randomly popped out of it.
Who also, I believe, is also dressed as Santa, perhaps.
See it all here at the rinks of Shelton this afternoon. So come on down if you can't be down here. We're glad you're watching on the NE10 network and NE10 Now network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. But a little bit of everything you will see down here at the rinks of Shelton at the Sports Center of Connecticut.
A Christmas miracle.
A Christmas miracle. The Eagles in their home whites, going left to right as you look at your dial. The Penmen in their road, dark blue and gold, going right to left as you look at your dial. We hope you have a good time this afternoon wherever you are on campus, across the state, around the country, or around the world. We thank you for joining us and spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us. Eagles win the faceoff, sent, though, into the Eagle zone by the Penmen, who take a shot from the point looking for a deflection. It goes wide. Glassrud plays it up the wall to Howell, just get it out of the zone. Onto the stick of Mothersbaugh, sends it right back in. Glassrud takes a hit by Gray. Puck comes free to center for a second, goes back to Mothersbaugh right at the top of the Penmen zone. Brewer pinching in at center, trying to keep it in. Then a long bouncy shot from Howell right on for the first shot of the game, stopped by Guerin. Eagles trying to keep it into the zone, really looking for that first goal to get some momentum. Played in by Craig behind the net, and the Penmen will attempt to restart with a little bit of head of steam. Out comes Brendan Lynch. Lynch gets the center, gets over the line with the puck onside, dumps it down around behind the net, though, where Craig is the only one for the Eagles, and he'll feed a pass to Gethings. Gethings in the corner, goes across the slot area dangerously to O'Connell, who feeds a nice pass up to Norling, who tries to get away from the hit of Rodriguez. Didn't work. He did get hit, but taking the puck all the way into the corner where Murray now has it behind the net. Norling down low, trying to play it back to the point to Craig, who was slapping his stick on the ice for it. Gives to Murray, back in the lineup after the one-game suspension. He's behind the net, being watched by Minnick, who had 2 goals yesterday. Then a bad angle shot taken by Gethings on a centering pass from Murray. Rims off the wall and all the way back into the Eagle zone. Eagles trying to quickly return the favor as they make a change. Craig dumps it into the far side corner, where the puck attempted to get rimmed around by Flynn, but it went off the official, came right back and out of the zone. And now a change of possession as they bring the puck into the Eagle zone due to the Penmen. Watson, who had 2 assists yesterday and was sort of an unsung hero with a couple of assists. He was one of my stars yesterday, had 2 assists. Puck now into the corner. Hirschberger, who played well yesterday, had a goal as well, gets taken down by Delory, who will come away with the puck, and an attempt brought out to center. Back and forth it goes, no icing as the puck gets sent all the way back into the Eagle zone. Sturgeon faked the rim around and gives it to Delory, who goes up the glass, up the dasher, and then all the way down. Bad break for Delory, who was looking for Bice, but it sort of rimmed the dasher and went all the way around and down for an icing for I think that's the first whistle in the first 2:27 here in the first period, no score.
Yeah, good pace, good tempo for the game right now.
I feel like the Eagles are looking for a little more hitting here, like they were toward the middle and the end of the game yesterday.
Right, they're trying to establish that's their territory for sure.
Lynch and Barter on the draw. Lynch wins it. It ends up on the stick of Minnick. Minnick gives it down to Marchand. Marchand, who scored yesterday, centered it out in front with a nice pass. Lynch has an opportunity. Blocked in front by the sliding Barter. Nice play by Marchand. Good shot by Lynch, and a better play by Barter to get in front to make the save before it could get to Blodgett. Marchand on the far side takes a big hit by Barter, and that's what we're talking about. Long shot from the point by Rodriguez, blocked off his own man of Pompicelli. And then a couple of players go flying without getting hit, both getting up okay. And then the puck stopped by Blodgett for the whistle with 3 minutes even gone in the first period, no score, but the hitting heating up, and as soon as Barter gets on the ice, you know that's going to start.
Yeah, that was a good play by him. Connor's not afraid to sacrifice his body to make a play.
Only one change in the Southern New Hampshire lineup. Aiden Darby in, the 5'9 freshman out of Rensselaer, New York. Now a long shot from the point taken by Dallaire. High and wide and rims all the way back out the center where Dallaire will have to play it, being watched by Mosher, who's in the lineup today, replacing a couple of Eagles. Again, the Eagles making some changes to their lineup. Cardo primarily moving up to the forward slot from defense, the primary change. Brewer high in the air, and he manages to hit the post on the roof. I thought he was going to get it through the hole, which may have been more impressive if he could have done that. And the clock's still running, even though the puck hit the roof. We lost a couple seconds there, but 3:31 gone now in period one. Face off to Blodgett's right. The joys of Division II hockey, hitting the roof and clock still running when the play is dead. Puck back to the point to Mothersbaugh in front. I think it hit a leg and never got to Blodgett. Played back into the Zamboni corner. Cardo tries to reverse the flow. Craig plays a nice play to O'Connell, the lone goal scorer for the Eagles yesterday, and O'Connell gives it out to McQuegan. McQuegan at center. He's in over the line. Looking for Cardo. Hit the post. Oh, a beautiful centering pass by McQuegan that Cardo got a stick on. Shot from the point by O'Connell. Stopped right on by Guerin. Rebound, two bangs at it. Puck finally up in the air and out of the zone. And an opportunity to break the other way for Devlin, but Delory gets back nicely to get a stick on it. Delory to Sturgeon behind the net, being hacked at. He gets a stick out of his hands, and that's a slashing penalty on the Penmen. And it'll send the Eagles to the man advantage at 4:13 as Kurt Watson, the sophomore out of London, Ontario, gets 2 for slashing. And that'll put the Eagles on the man advantage where they are 4th in the NE10, 6 for 49, 12.2%. The Penmen are now number 1 in the NE10 on the penalty kill, 35 for 40, 87.5%. But, Coach, good opportunity as Cardo streaked in and deflected it just off the post.
You could see the pace and the tempo increase with just that opportunity. You could see how that got post going and the feet started moving. Sturgeon skating up there.
Good offensive opportunity.
Good offensive opportunity. He got a little bit ahead of him. Took a penalty without letting Sturgeon get out of there. So it's a good opportunity for post right here.
Cardo back on defense on the power play unit. I was about to ask before he actually hit the post, is it challenging to move from defense to forward without thinking you need to be back to play defense?
Like I say, the fact that he's in the middle and the center makes you much more comfortable because there are areas where you are, even though we play the F1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of system today, there is still that level of comfort, I think, for the defender to be in the middle.
Cardo on right point, down to Murray on the half wall, back to Cardo on right point. He goes D to D to Bice, who's playing on the left point, who takes a kind of a half shot, half pass. Really didn't go to anybody, and now it ends up out of the zone and all the way down. Cardo behind his own goal. He'll reset the power play. 30 seconds gone on the man advantage. No score here in the first period. Eagles on their first power play of the game. Off Bice's stick into the Penmen zone. It goes behind the net where McQuegan gets there for sort of in a tie. And the puck squirts free and back out the center because the Eagles had a line change going on for the defenders. And now Brewer will play, being watched and tracked by Twardowski. Brewer avoids the check of Twardowski, goes around the net, uses it as a defender, and now he'll come up the middle, up at center. He's in over the line. Carries, tries to take a shot. He fanned on it as he kind of got checked a little bit by Mothersbaugh as well, and then the puck's sent all the way down around on this side of the ice and into the near side corner, but Marchand will get there first for the Penmen. He picks it up, watched by Barger, comes around to the Zamboni corner, checked by Barger, leaves it for Knee. Coleman Knee comes around, puck now just killing time. Bice gets in there and they shoot it into the net, and they've killed time and created a face-off inside the Eagle zone, so good job by Marchand and Knee. He almost kind of thought Marchand was trying to draw a penalty on Barger there as well, thinking he might get hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing with Connor, right? There's, because of the style that he plays, he just has to be sure when he does get physically involved.
Barter in the draw is actually outside the Eagle zone. Barter with Hirschberger, and Hirschberger wins it, but now the team's fighting for it on the red line. And the Eagles gain control with 36 on the man advantage. Craig, a nice pass to Barter. In over the line. He fakes it. He tried to go to the backhand, but was checked off nicely by Connor Ball before he could get the shot. Eagles keep it in the zone with Engdahl. Engdahl on right point, holds with 20. Gives it down. Now back to the point to Brewer, but too far and way past him and all the way down the ice. And Eagles might get one more opportunity on the man advantage. So all the good offensive work the Eagles did before the power play, they have yet to take a shot here on this man advantage. They're first. Here's Brewer with 5. Gets it out of the zone, gets to center. He's going to carry it in over the line. As he does, he leaves it for Craig. Craig goes across the Barter as the power play expires. He takes a wrist shot high, blocked in front. I don't think he got to Guerin. Now it pops up in the slot where Craig gets it. Craig tries to give it over to Brewer, but it gets, kept in by Brewer nicely as he tried to feed it down low. He would have 2-on-0 if he could have fed it down low. But a good block there by Jack Gray prevented it, and the puck sent back into the zone behind the net of Guerin. Penmen reversed the flow to the far side, looking for Twardowski. He tries to get it out of the zone, but left a dangerous pass, and then it's taken out of the zone by Dallaire. Dallaire tried to feed a long pass, had it taken away, but he gets the puck back at center, now ripped it into the zone, where he gets hit for his trouble, and he's on the ice in a heap, trying to get up. I don't see who hit him, but he can't get up. Waiting to see if the officials will blow a play dead. If Coach Walsh on the Penmen bench not happy as Dallaire got hit on a flyby. I didn't see who gave him the flyby, but he tried to dump it in the zone and was successful, but took a hit for his troubles and has been on his knees ever since with 6:53 gone in period one. Still no score, and the medical staff checking on Nick Dallaire, the freshman out of Waltham, Massachusetts, scored his first goal yesterday.
Yeah, took a hit to make a play, and he's up now, which is great. They're going to help him to the bench and collect himself, and hopefully we'll see him back.
Again, didn't see who hit him, didn't see exactly what happened, but as he was dumping it in, he did get hit. No penalty on the play called by any of the officials. I think the frustration out of the Penmen bench was that he was on his knees for quite some time with the play going on around him. And no whistle. It's not like Post had an advantage either, so probably should have blown the whistle a little earlier. Face-off just outside the Penmen zone. Murray and Lynch on the draw. Good to have Murray back in the lineup. But he loses that draw to Lynch and passed over to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it out of his zone, then makes a pass to Minnig, who had 2 goals yesterday. He shoots it from center ice. Stopped by Blodgett, kicked into the corner where Mosher gets it. Mosher to Sturgeon behind the net. He gets pushed and tackled and loses the puck, and back to the point to Rodriguez for a shot that deflected dangerously by Pompaselli. Took it high and it went low and almost into the goal, but went wide. Now McDevitt, who sends a long shot in from center, stopped by Guerin right on, and they'll get a whistle in some field position with 7:21 gone. But coach, dangerous shot by Minnig, deflected by Pompaselli, almost into the goal.
Yeah, that's good eye-hand coordination by him to just get a stick on that in front, and we got to try to find that guy, push him out, maybe lift that stick.
Cardo and knee in the draw to Guerin's right. Couple number 3s. One nicely by Cardo, sent back to Glassrud at the point, who sends it into the far side corner. Howell down there fighting for it, trying to keep it alive. Knee in there as well with Cardo. Cardo backs up, makes a nice stick check to keep it in the zone. Then Glassrud keeps it in momentarily, and a long shot by Howell, gloved away by Guerin. Wasn't able to hold it, just gloved it away. And now Mother's ball. Mother's ball on the near side, looking to try to get it out of the zone, trying to get it to Devlin, Stone Devlin, the freshman out of West Falmouth, Massachusetts. Takes a return pass as they carry it out of the zone. In on left wing, slow shot, stopped by Blodgett and sticked into the near side corner. Here's Howell trying to get it. He'll take a hit by his compatriot wearing number 9 on Southern New Hampshire, and the puck lifted high in the air and all the way down. That shouldn't be an icing. It's not going to get there. But Derek Flynn plays it, and a nice pass to Hirschberger. Hirschberger dumps it in around the near side wall all the way to the Zamboni corner on the far side. Craig avoiding a check, feeds a pass up, taken by Barter. Actually took it away from Malloy because he had a little bit of speed and carried it out the center, but then returned into the zone by Connor Ball. Craig takes his man out, but leaves it for Ball. Ball then tried to center it out in front and taken away by O'Connell. O'Connell tried to feed Aloy, would have had a 2-on-1, and this not going to be icing because Aloy's going to get there and win the race. And then in front for Bice, a little too far and out of the zone as Craig couldn't keep it in. Barter returns it high, headhunter shot on a wrist shot that goes over Guerin and behind him, and now the puck comes out of the zone and back to the Eagle zone where O'Connell will play it, looking for Bice, who has a little bit of speed on right wing but had to slow up to keep the puck on side, and he just flies it into the glove of Guerin for a shot on goal and a save. With 9:02 gone in period 1, no score.
Yeah, nice near grade A opportunity for Southern New Hampshire down here that was thwarted by O'Connell. Read that, found that soft zone that we talked about yesterday, and negated the play. Really good job.
Engdahl in the draw for the Eagles against Gray. Gray wins the draw, gets rimmed around to Twardowski, who sends it into the Eagle zone, and a nice turnaround by Delory. Gets it out the center to McDevitt. Nathan McDevitt, sophomore out of Southington, Connecticut, rimmed it around the ball, taken by Crowther, who tried to center it in front to McDevitt or Engdahl. But it gets taken away and sent to the near side wall, where Delory pinches and keeps it in, and that's going to be a boarding penalty on McDevitt. Boarding or cross-checking, you pick your penalty at 9:30, and that'll send the Penmen to the power play. Coach, an aggressive play, but poorly timed.
Yeah, again, you got to try to keep your body in control, and a young player fresh into the lineup is trying to get some things figured out. So,
and they're not even talking about it, so that's going to be 5.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone.
And he's the extra player for the Eagles. And his time on ice in this game will be short-lived, as it's going to look to be a 5-minute major for boarding at 9:30, which will send Southern New Hampshire to the power play. They're last in the NE10, 4 for 47, 8.5%. The Eagles are third on the penalty kill, 41 for 52, 78.8%. But here's the thing we'll say about the 5-minute major. Southern New Hampshire had a 5-minute major yesterday. Of the entirety of the 5 minutes, they had 2 seconds of power play time. That's nearly impossible to pull off.
Yeah, that was pretty unique yesterday for sure. Hopefully we don't see that. We can just play.
Yeah, to the point that the Eagles actually had a 4-on-3 power play at one point during their 5-minute major. Pretty much anything will do to keep this power play longer, as Lynch is in the faceoff against Cardo, won by Lynch, and they've already extended their major time more than they had yesterday. Shot from the point taken by McLaughlin, blocked in front. Played back to Lynch, who tried to feed it over to Watson, and it had to kick back to center in the first kick out of the zone by the Eagles. Here. Puck sent down around the boards and back to the Eagles zone. McDevitt gets it. He gets taken out by Lynch, but maintained by Southern New Hampshire. And a centering pass in front to Lynch goes wide by Pompaselli and then sent all the way down by Cardo. Coach, one of the things with Cardo playing center is it actually have 3 defensemen sort of killing the penalty on that, because Cardo's out there to start the 5-minute major.
Yeah, again, for sure. Like, he's defensively oriented in his brain, the way he's wired. So he did really well on that first shift of his there on a 5-on-3.
Devlin on left wing leaves it for knee inside the zone, but taken by Brewer, who backhands it high in the air and out to center nicely. And a minute's gone on the 5-minute major to Nathan McDevitt, who is also been ejected for boarding at 9:50. And then an attempted clear gets hit in front, and Mosher tries to get it out. He's kind of hooked. And then a bit of a unintended wrestling match as Mosher and Mothersbaugh collide outside the Eagle zone. And there's somehow going to be an Eagle penalty on this. For what, I'm not exactly clear. Mothersbaugh fell on Mosher, and then Mosher sort of Greco-Roman rolled him over, and they're going to give him a penalty for roughing at 10:51. So now a 5-minute major becomes a 5-on-3 with 9:09 remaining in the first period. Mosher 2 for interference, and they have a full 2-minute 5-on-3 due the Penmen. If the Eagles can somehow get out of this, they'll have some tremendous momentum, but they're going to have to kill 2 minutes of a 5-on-3, barring other penalties, because that seems to be the route we're going to go today. Pompaselli gives to McLaughlin. His shot is blocked in front. Now over for Watson, who closes in with a wrist shot. Blocked in front. Rebound, they score. Picked up by Gray. Just too many men down low, and Jack Gray picked up a loose puck, the junior out of Lowell, Massachusetts, and he gets his 3rd of the season, a power play goal at 10:05. Excuse me, 11:05. 11:05.
Yeah, just too many bodies, too much movement. 5-on-3. It's such a tough play, because if you don't win that draw and you're not able to get that out, and they can set up as quickly as they did, it makes it really difficult to defend.
McLaughlin 1 assist for sure. It might be Watson with the 2nd assist. We'll confirm that in a moment. But at the moment, it is Jack Gray, his 3rd of the season, at 11:05 on the power play. But now the Eagles will have to kill the remaining 3:26 on the 5-minute major to McDevitt. So even though there's a goal, they still have to penalty kill time, and nothing they could really do in that 5-on-3. They lost the face-off. They were able to keep it in, and Gray ended up getting into the net. Over here for Watson, who closes in and scores, and he had all day as he took a puck at the top of the slot, cruised in and ripped one by Blodgett, and at 11:24, 19 seconds later, it is 2-0.
Yeah, you've got to push back. You've got to get into those shooting lanes, help out your goaltender.
For Watson, his 5th of the season, at 11:24, again, 19 seconds after the Penmen, made it 1-0. They've made it 2-0 on the power play. And still 3:07 to kill on the 5-minute major to McDevitt. So a 5-on-3 goal, now a 5-on-4 goal, and the Eagles have to be careful, or this game will get out of hand real quick. They got to figure out a way to get through. No penalty on the dive by McLaughlin, who's sticking it into Bice. Bice just happy to pin it there, but he can't pin it there for the next 2:49. McLaughlin now looking down low, gives it to Bice, who was able to wipe it out the center and all the way down the ice. We'll update both goals with all the assists in just a moment. Hopefully at the next whistle we'll get you an update on both of those goals, 19 seconds apart. Here's Flynn carrying it in. Good job by Brewer not to let him get any further, but it's played by Twardowski down into the corner to Marchand. Marchand looking for Devlin. He gets hit from behind dangerously. Eagles got to be careful. And then set in front to Twardowski. Twardowski ends up over here with a shot by Flynn that gets deflected off of McQuegan, who went down to prevent it from getting to the goal. Then Twardowski gets hit from behind in front with a bad angle shot taken by Devlin. It goes wide. Dallaire gives to Marchand. Marchand tries to get to the slot, gives it over here for Flynn for a long shot off the chest of Blodgett, and then wiped all the way down the ice by Cardo with 1:48 to go on the 5-minute major. 2-0 Penmen on a 5-on-3 goal and a 5-on-4 goal. We'll get you all the assists on both those goals at the next whistle. Looking for Pompaselli on an ingrown pass taken away by Norling. Will dump it all the way down, and the Eagles will be able to get a line change while the Penmen regroup. Lynch gets to the blue line. He dumps it behind Blodgett, rolls up on the side of the net, and the whistle blows with the puck on the side of the net and the face-off inside the Eagles zone. So the goals, Gray, his 3rd of the season from McLaughlin and Watson at 11:05, and then 19 seconds later it's Watson, his 5th from McLaughlin and Pompaselli at 11:24. So 2 goals in 19 seconds and 2 points each for Watson and McLaughlin. One back to McLaughlin. Over here for Watson, goes across the ice to Pompaselli with a shot that goes wide as the Penmen set up the umbrella for a good opportunity. McLaughlin risks it toward the net. That goes wide also. Barter ends up with it. He tries to wipe it down, but a great play at the blue line. Kept it in momentarily, but then wiped down the ice by O'Connell. Engdahl behind the net looking for the puck. Tries to come up with it. Taken away, though, by Watson, and Watson will carry it out with 54 remaining on the 5-minute major, where the Penmen have scored 2 goals. Off Twardowski's stick to Brewer. He tries to chip it out, didn't get a lot of it, and ends up on Lynch's stick in the corner, where he's watched by Engdahl. Back to the point to Watson. He gives it over to Flynn. Flynn on right point down to Pompaselli for a bad angle shot that went way wide, and I think took the net off the moorings as Blodgett careened himself into the net, make sure there was no space there. With 38 seconds remaining on the 5-minute major and 6:07 to go in period 1, 2-0 Penmen.
Yep, big draw here. Let's get the puck out and get moving forward.
Twardowski and Gethings on the face-off. Kind of an even face-off. Somebody will get credit for a win. But the puck squirts into the Zamboni corner where Marchand and Gethings fight for it. 30 seconds even remaining on the 5-minute major. 6 minutes even to go in period 1. Delory being held off by his opposing number, Marchand. It goes back to the point to Flynn, who's somehow kept it in. I don't know how he did that, but passes it down low to Devlin. Devlin looking for the streaking in Dallaire, and it goes all the way down the ice as he missed the pass with 10 remaining on the 5-minute major. One last chance. They got 2 goals on the 5-minute major, did the Penmen, and they're not going to get another chance as the puck comes back into the Penmen zone. On a nice play by Cardo, the 5-minute major is over. And we're back to even strength. Cardo behind the net, looking in front, trying to find somebody. It pops free in the slot, and taken down is Howe, and that's going to give the Eagles a power play after the 5-minute major for tripping. I think it's going to be Connor Ball, the junior out of Webster, New York, who will get 2 minutes for tripping at 14:40 And that'll give the Eagles their second man advantage of the game and an opportunity to get back into this game on the trip down low on Jacob Howell and a face-off to Guerin's left.
Yeah, I thought Post did a better job with that 5-on-4, just getting through that, forcing through the last about a minute 24 of that. So let's see what we can do on the power play here.
Murray and Lynch on the draw. One by Murray to Cardo for a long shot through a maze of players. Stopped by Guerin. Rebound by Bice. Stopped by Guerin as he cruised in on the left side. Big hit right along the wall by Barter. That was McQuegan, not Barter. Aloy being checked behind the net. He gets hit. Puck comes free and sent all the way down the ice by Twardowski, but right on the Blodgett. The first 20 seconds kill, but the Eagles 2 shots early on. Already better looking than the last power play. Cardo carries it behind the net, makes a left-hand veer around Marchand, leaves it for Aloy, who brings it in over the line, trying to get through the check of Darby. Couldn't do it, and the puck rimmed all the way around to Murray on right point. Murray cruising in, looking to center, now goes behind the net, still looking to center. He lost the puck as it got chopped away, and then now it's reversed all the way to the near side where Murray's still fighting for it, and he came with it again. McQuegan in front tries to slam it in, stopped by Guerin right on. Back to Cardo, who fakes the slap shot, gives it over to Bice. Bice, watched by Marchand. Brings it all the way over to the near side to Murray. He couldn't glove it down, and it goes back to center. Murray gets to the red line, rims it all the way around as the Eagles go off on a line change. 1 minute gone on the man advantage. Still 2-0, but Gethings picks up the puck on the left side with a nice play, gives it over to Brewer. Brewer holds weight, sends it toward the net, and gloved by Guerin with a screen of Gethings in front. Eagles putting the puck on a little bit, and good zone time on this power play. Trailing 2-0, but good job in the first 1:13 in the man advantage.
Yeah, the difference with this power play is they're moving it, finding a lane, and shooting the puck. The previous one, a little too much time spent trying to set up, look for the perfect play. Here, take it, pass it, move it, shoot it.
Barter and Hirschberger on the draw, one by Barter. Gethings tried to play it back to the point and ends up to Craig. Craig on left point sends it toward the net, gets blocked in front on a diving play by Craig to keep it in. Couldn't do it, and Brewer pick it up at center. Brewer tries to get it in, but ends up getting sent all the way down the ice on a nice play by Mothersbaugh. And back to Blodgett with 30 remaining on Post's second power play. They trail 2-0 after a 5-minute major and a 5-on-3. Barter carrying it in over the line, having trouble controlling it. He gets it into the zone, tries to get around the defense, but he lost it, sent up in the air over the head of Brewer and all the way back down. Blodgett with 10, one last rush for the Eagles as Brewer will carry out of the zone. He'll get to center, checked by Marchand, dumped it in. Craig will go in chasing after it, a couple of number 2s as Rodriguez in there for the Penmen. Engdahl checked, feeds a nice pass to Gethings. Return pass gets hit in the leg of Marchand. He'll carry it out of the zone. Marchand gets to the red line, backhands it in, chased down by Murray. He gets checked nicely by Craig, and Delory will come away with it. Delory to Gethings, who carries it up the center. He's in over the line on right wing. Tries to get to the slot area. It's left for Delory, but he and Cardo kind of collide. And now the puck sent into the near side corner to Delory. Played by McQuegan behind that, looking for Delory in front as he tried to go into the slot area. But a little behind him, and out the center it goes and into the Eagle zone where Twardowski's playing after it. But a good job by Cardo to get it out. Cardo skating ahead. He keeps going. 2-on-1 now for the Eagles. Cardo on a backhand in front to Howell. It is stopped by Guerin nicely, and a good play by Cardo to wait out the defenseman who was prone on the ice and got it around his legs and in front to Howell, but Guerin dove on it before Howell could get a good opportunity with 2:32 to go in the first period. Still 2-0, but another good opportunity for the Eagles.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think his Ryan's defensive ability there and knowing what a defender would do in that position, that situation, I think helped him there. Was able to wait him out and make a nice play.
Cardo wins the faceoff back to Delory, but he couldn't keep it into the zone as he's held off by a couple of Penmen players. Now the puck pops up in the air at center. Attempted glove down by Hirschberger. Puck ends up in the Eagle zone on a bit of a rugby scrum. And then Flynn will play it back at center around and takes a funky bounce off the glass behind Blodgett to Delory in front, who plays it nicely to Sturgeon, who gives to Howell. Howell, long pass behind the skates of Crowther, but Engdahl is going to be the first one in there, forcing Guerin to come out and play it away from him. Otherwise, Engdahl would have had a good opportunity as the puck was squirting down the slot area, and he was winning the race. Kept in momentarily by the Eagles. Brewer will take it. Line change for the Penmen, but Engdahl 2 strides ahead of Howell for an offsides with 1:47 to go in the first period. getting ahead of myself. 2-0 Penman.
Yeah, good to see Post making an effort here to push back. Hopefully they can get rewarded for these efforts.
Don't forget to stay with us in the first intermission. We'll go around the post-university sports scene as we do at the end of the first period and all men's hockey games here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/go Post Eagles. Puck in the Eagle zone, right at the top of the circle, right in front of us here in the broadcast center. Played back to Brewer, looks for Glassroot, a little too far. It ends up on the stick of Gethings. Gethings struggling to get it out. It pops up in the air, still not out, and then finally taken out by Gethings with a little bit of speed. He's up the center, over the line, tries to go through too many players, and taken away by Lynch, who comes back the other way. Lynch 1-on-4 as his team changes behind him. Gets around Glassroot, centered in front of Pompaselli, who sticked it in to the glove of Blodgett with 1:12 to go in the first period. Face off to Blodgett's left. Just to get back to Cardo for a second, Coach, what I liked on that play, though, is he went through two people. He took a hit, went through another guy, and set up the 2-on-1, so he seems unafraid to make that kind of play.
No, he's a strong player. He's a strong kid, good compact size physically, so well-suited for that type of play.
Puck won by the Eagles behind the net to Craig, who's being checked by Marchand. Puck comes free for a second. Pass up to Norling. He never got it out of the zone, so the Penmen able to play with. They can keep it in the zone. Eagles desperately trying to get it out of the zone with a minute remaining in the first period. Still pinned right along the blue line. Never got out of the zone. Eagles will have to play it back in behind Blodgett. O'Connell dangerously across, sticked by Pompaselli. Ends up on the stick of Craig, who goes across the slot to Norling. Norling, 2-on-2, long shot taken from center. Blocked. Played by Mothersbaugh with the puck behind the net. Eagles try to come out in front with it. Played to the near side corner inside the Penmen zone and out to center to O'Connell. O'Connell to Murray. Murray tried to dump it in, didn't get far. Taken back by Mothersbaugh, looking for center ice. Off of the body of Murray, it pops free into the top of the slot in the Eagle zone. Then a long pass too far for anybody. Guerin sort of fake played it, which wiped out the icing. It would have been icing otherwise with 18 remaining in the first period. 2-0 Penmen. Dallaire coming out from behind his net, watched by Gethings. He's got a head of steam, tries to get to the red line, looking to dump it in, but didn't get it there. Craig made a nice play to stop it with 10. Now dump behind the net where the puck will probably die for the remainder of the period as O'Connell holds weight, sends it up the glass, nearly taking Craig's head off. Out the center, and that will be the end of period number 1 with the Penmen leading 2-0 on a 5-on-3 power play goal and a 5-on-4 power play goal on a 5-minute major. But, Coach, one of the things to notice is the Eagles, again, give up that 5-on-3 goal. I know it's a power play, but then they give up one 19 seconds later. They did that yesterday. They did that last week against Franklin Pierce as well. Those two goals were 20-something seconds apart. What is it about giving up the one goal and then quickly giving up the second goal that the Eagles need to get out of that trap?
Well, I think you just have to be extra conscious of your defensive responsibilities and really attack in those situations there. Don't let them get set up. I mean, easier said than done for sure, but if you're going to have a recipe and talk to your players, I think that's what you tell them.
That's the end of the first period here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, Connecticut, where the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen lead Post University 2-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes with a look around the Post University sports scene. You're listening and watching the Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Welcome back on the NE10 Now Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. First intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut, where the Southern New Hampshire University Penmen lead Post University 2-0 after one period of play. I'm Jeff Nelson, and as we do in the first intermission of every men's home game, we go around the Post University sports scene, and that's brought to you by Post University and its 21 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From volleyball to baseball to hockey, there's something for everyone to enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all of your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagles fans, fall sports, well, I got to update the copy on this, folks. I keep reading the same thing. The winter sports are underway, and soon we'll give way to spring and back to fall. What better way to support your Eagles than with university clothing or branded items? If you want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road, go to posteagles.com, click on the fan section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use this code WINTER20 at checkout to receive 20% off your total order of $75 or more. However, exclusions do apply. That's code WINTER20, WINTER20, all one word. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I'll look around the Post University sports scene. Not much happened between yesterday and today, so if you were able to join us yesterday, it's a similar recap. But first we want to congratulate Tiana Pagan for making the CACC honor roll in women's basketball. Pagan had a solid week for the 1-1 Eagles. They were 1-1 last week, as she was able to total 55.6 shooting from the floor. That's 10 for 18, while knocking 7 of 9 free throws. For the week total, she scored 27 points, grabbed 12 boards, recorded 6 blocks, 3 assists, and a steal. Plus, she played 61 minutes for the Eagles last week, making the CACC honor roll. On the men's side, Dang Diang, he made it for the men's side, the honor roll, as Eagles also had a strong week. He played 30 minutes against Dominican, shooting 75% from the floor, 9 for 12, 1 for 1 from the free throw line, 1 for 1 from 3, and 4 for 6 from the free throw line. He finished with 23 points to help give the Eagles a 79-77 win at home last week. So congratulations both to Tiana Pagan and Dang Diang for making the CACC honor roll for last week. On the soccer side, a tough ending to the season for the Eagle soccer programs. They lost to Franklin Pierce 3-0. Their only 2 losses of the season to the number 1 team in the nation, Franklin Pierce, in the regular season and the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. But congratulations to Felix Nasson for being named 3rd team Division II CCA for the Eagles. The Stockholm, Sweden native is only the 5th player in program history to be honored with such a distinction as Division II CCA All-American. He played 20 games this season, 1,457 minutes on the back line, while recording 1 assist offensively. He had a plethora of honors, including being named Defensive Player of the Year in the CACC and All-Conference Team, All-Conference First Team East Region, and CSC Academic All-District, including being named All-American. So as the word plethora implies, a lot of different honors. Nasson was a crucial part of the Eagle defense that led up just 15 goals across 21 games for a 0.71 goals against average, while holding opponents to just 8.1 shots per game. Post also tallied 11 shutouts this season and 5 consecutive shutout victories in the 13-2-6 campaign that saw the Eagles win their 5th straight CACC championship. So congratulations to Felix Nasson for being an All-American in soccer, 3rd team All-American, and deservingly so. And kudos to the soccer team for once again winning that title and making it to the Sweet 16. Just haven't been able to break through that Sweet 16 barrier. Hopefully in the coming seasons, because there are a lot of players on the team who are still sophomores and juniors, they will be able to find a way to get through the Sweet 16. On the hockey side, the women Eagles lost to Sacred Heart 3-0 upstairs yesterday here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. It was their final home game of the calendar year, and the Eagles now have lost 10 in a row. Sacred Heart got 2 goals and an assist from senior forward Paige McNeil and 30 saves in net by sophomore goalie Jillian Petruno that would propel the Pioneers to a 3-0 victory. Sacred Heart moves to 8-12 overall, 7-6 in the NEWHA. The Eagles fall to 3-16 overall, 3-10 in the NEWHA. Teams were kind of evenly matched, but Sacred Heart ultimately took control, and from a distance standpoint, Sacred Heart and Post are probably 2 of the closer teams to play each other. What's funny is Sacred Heart used to play in this arena. Now they have that beautiful new facility, probably about 10 minutes down the road from the Sports Center of Connecticut on the campus of Sacred Heart University. Post will finish off their 2023 side of the schedule with a road matchup against Sacred Heart that will take place at 3 p.m. down at that beautiful facility down in Fairfield this afternoon. So in about an hour and a half, they will take on Sacred Heart for their final game of the regular season, of the 2023 regular season, should I say, here this afternoon. And then finally, the 6-1 men's basketball program will play tomorrow at Assumption, 4 p.m. up at Assumption. That's their next game. Their next game at the Drubner Center will be a week from tomorrow, December 17th, 2 p.m. against Bentley University up at the Drubner Center. So at Assumption today, men's basketball action. They are 6-1 on the season. And finally, on the women's side, just get you an update on their schedule. The 3-5 Eagles, who are 3-1 at home, mind you, will next play a week from today at St. Michael's, 2 p.m. up in Colchester, Vermont. That's their next game. A week from today, 2 p.m. up at St. Michael's. Their next home game is Saturday, December 30th, up at the Drubner Center against Bloomfield College. So the 3-5 Eagles off until next week. Lady Eagles off until next week, and the next home game won't be until New Year's weekend, December 30th at 1 p.m. at the Drubner Center. That's your look around the post-university sports scene for a Saturday afternoon here in the middle of December on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. I'm Jeff Nelson. We'll be back with Coach Whitney and his thoughts on the first period and get you set for the start of the second period. In 2 minutes, you're listening and watching the post-university hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. First period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut as we get ready for the start of the second period here in Shelton, Connecticut. Southern New Hampshire University leading Post University 2-0. Recap of the first period. A lot more penalties than we've been used to early in the game, but the Eagles ended up taking a 5-minute major on a Nathan McDevitt boarding penalty, which really set the tone for the middle portion of the first period. And then shortly thereafter, the Eagles took a second penalty and fell 5-on-3 with the 5-minute major going on, and Jack Gray found a loose puck after a shot from the point by Brian McLaughlin to make it 1-0 at 11:05. Add an assist to Kurt Watson on that one, and Southern New Hampshire took a 1-0 lead. Nothing nothing more than 19 seconds later, where Watson found a shot of his own from the top of the slot. He cruised in with all-day space and ripped a shot by Drew Blodgett, who had no chance, to make it 2-0 at 11:24. Assists go to McLaughlin, the second point of the period, and second point in 19 seconds, and Ryan Pompaselli. And that's where we ended, 2-0. Shots on goal, 9-8. Seemed like a lot more both ways for Southern New Hampshire. Face-offs, though, dominant for Southern New Hampshire, 13-8 in that period. And, Coach, as the teams went to the locker room, Eagles trailing 2-0, which has been a bit of a familiar theme. What do you say, and how do you get them? They played better after the 5-minute major, but still looking for that first goal and to really drive home an attempt at a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Post is a 5-on-5 team, so I think, again, staying out of the box is going to be critical, and that period's over and done with. We have 2 more periods. You need to stay out of the box, play 5-on-5, keep the pace going, keep the tempo, simple plays. Don't give up an opportunity to put a puck to the net.
So, Coach, a question we got that came through from Jane from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is, so Ryan Cardo obviously is playing center today, and it may not be a question you can even answer, but it's an interesting question. A defenseman, how often does he take faceoffs? Because he was 2 for 4 in the faceoff dot, but it looked a little funky. Needless to say, 1-2, but what kind of experience does a defenseman have playing center and taking faceoffs? We've talked about how the defense and the offense works, but taking faceoffs is one of those interesting little things that he's got to do.
Sure. I mean, I think it's something that along his hockey career that he's gotten in those situations before where he's had to do that. Last year, he was brought up as a forward, so he was taking some draws and some faceoffs, and he as an individual has a very good set of hands, so he's in a good position to be successful with those. But good question, interesting question.
Jane, we thank you for your question from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And if you have a question to ask the broadcast, go to posteagles.com, click on the fans section on the right-hand side. Then toward the bottom, click on Ask the Broadcast. Pick men's hockey, that's what we're doing today, or any sport that you'd like to have the broadcast answer a question. And if we pick your question, hopefully we'll be able to answer it during the game and hopefully answer it to your satisfaction. And trying to figure out a way to send you little squishy things to all the people whose questions get answered. At least give them something for
there's got to be some
squishy things.
There's got to be some post-Eagle tchotchke kicking around that we could send out that way.
You have the key to the closet, though. You should be able to break in there and see what we got, right?
Or
they take it away from you when you're retired.
No, I gave it back.
There you go. Both teams are taking the ice for the start of the second period. The Eagles in their home whites going right to left as you look at your screen and dial. The Penmen in their dark blue and gold will go left to right as we start the second period. Cardo, the aforementioned Cardo, in the draw against Jack Gray to start the second period. And Gray won that faceoff from Cardo back to McLaughlin. He tries to feed up to Twardowski a little bit too far, and Glassroot, all 6-7 of them, will go in after. He gets checked by Murray, but ends up reversing the flow to Howell. Howell tries to get it out of the zone by McLaughlin, but a nice play by Cardo to help it out. Got it out of the zone. Now Glassroot with some speed gets to the puck and dumps it in onto the stick of McLaughlin. But Howell does a good job continuing forward, but ends up sending it over the glass and into the netting, into the corner, and out of play, which should lead to a face-off. They're going to put it in the zone. Looks like it's going to be in the zone. Nope, outside the zone.
And you could see they've already made an adjustment, Southern New Hampshire, because in the past, Cardo had a little bit more room in that first period, whereas there they made sure they got a body on him and didn't let him slip through.
Murray and Lynch just outside the Penmen zone, won by Lynch. And the Penmen continuing their early dominance in the faceoff dot. Here comes Marchand. He left the puck as he tried to go in over the line. Should be offsides, but not being called. And a centering pass out in front to Pompaselli. He fanned on it as he got some stick, but it ended up going wide. Fanned and went wide. Two different things. Lynch sends it toward the net. His shot blocked, and an opportunity for a breakaway for Murray. He's in from the blue line in after taking a pass. He's in, and a beautiful stop by Guerin to Rob Murray, who took a beautiful long feed pass from Craig and had a breakaway from the blue line in. He kept moving the puck backhand, forehand, and Guerin stayed with him all the way and made a beautiful stop 58 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, hats off to the goaltender on that one. A really great job just tracking that puck and keeping his composure.
But good pass by Craig to send Murray in. That's the kind of thing the Eagles need. Good offensive opportunity. And the best save by Guerin in this game so far. Barter at center, dumps it back in onto Guerin, who gloves it and will hold on to it with Bice coming in after him. And a face-off inside the Penn men's zone. Good start, good 113 for the Eagles. Need to keep it up. Again, having a breakaway will make things better, but a good stop by Guerin. Sean Guerin, 6'3", 180 out of Chicago, Illinois. Eagles win it back to in front with a deflected shot by Sturgeon. Both Aloy and Barter got a stick on it, and it just went wide. Barter doing a nice job keeping it in. Bice takes a hit, sends it behind the net. McLaughlin feeds it up to the near side corner. Nice pinch job by Sturgeon. He sends it back behind the net the other way to Devlin. He'll try to come out the other side. Aloy keeps it in momentarily, and he keeps it in again. Barter makes a move, gets taken down. Is going to be a penalty on the Penn men, and this has been a good 143 by the Eagles. Some good pressure there, nice opportunity, and the Eagles will go to the man advantage for the third time today as Brian McLaughlin, 5'9", a freshman from San Pedro, California, gets 2 for tripping.
Yeah, that actually worked out because I noticed on that prior face-off that Post is the home team, but Southern New Hampshire got the last change. And Coach Richter wasn't happy with that, but as it turns out, it was that group that committed the infraction, so all's well.
Eagles 0 for 2 on the man advantage, and Murray in the draw against Lynch. Won by Lynch, back behind the net. McQuegan gets in there to keep the puck there, and now he comes up with it in the Zamboni corner. Goes back to the point to Cardo, makes a nice pass to Bice. Bice with a wrist shot, gets off the leg, blocked by Flynn, and out to center. Good setup, good shot, but Flynn got his leg in the way. And out to center. Here's Aloy at center. Nice give and go with Cardo. Carries it in over the line, continues by Flynn. Sends it back to the point, and Bice gets there to just keep it in. Twardowski, though, took it away and out to center and all the way into the Eagle zone where Blodgett will have to play it on the oncoming Lynch. He goes across the ice to Murray, who leaves it for Cardo, and the Eagles will start again with 1:22 remaining on their third power play. 2-0 Penmen. Cardo gets out of the zone, looking for Bice. It goes by him. Now McQuegan will chase it into the Zamboni corner. He takes a hit, gets the puck, leaves it for Bice. They're still fighting for it in the corner now. Down low comes Aloy to help out. Murray plays it back to Brewer at the point. Brewer, wrist shot toward the net. It goes off of McQuegan, back behind the net now, and attempted out just by Bice and out the center. Bice does a good job playing the body on Hirschberger to keep it from going down the ice, but then leaves it in the middle for Minnig, and Brewer will play it back in his own zone with 45. Eagles on their third power play, 40 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Brewer behind his own net as everybody makes some changes. Brewer goes behind the back dangerously, and there's going to be a penalty on Barter for taking down Marchand. Bad play by Brewer. He just dangerously left it behind him. Marchand read the play, and Barter took him down.
Yeah, you got to move that puck, protect that puck, do a little better job of that.
So here's sort of an example, though, Coach, of what we've been talking about. Here's 3 minutes of really good Eagle play. Breakaway, setup, gets a power play, have some opportunities, and then boom, penalty.
Yeah, it's focus and execution. That's which I'm sure are things that are preached, but at the end of the day, it's up to the players to execute.
So Barter 2-4, they're calling it holding, technically, as he sort of grabbed him down at 3:12. 20 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Eagles will be shorthanded for the 4th time today. Pompaselli at center, dumping it into the Eagles zone with 10 on the 4-on-4. The Eagles rip it right up the glass. Taken by no high stick. Howell would have played that, but I think he thought he high sticked it, so he just kind of let it roll instead of playing it. But now 5-on-5 and a long pass ahead to a breaking Penmen player. That's McLaughlin coming out of the box. He couldn't control it, though, so his breakaway was for naught, but the puck in the Eagle zone as Pompaselli sets up. Pompaselli on right point, gives to McLaughlin at center point, cruising down the slot, and a nice block by Howell, and they had a 2-on-1 opportunity, but Howell tired, going off the ice for a line change with a minute to go on the man advantage. Cardo's still there, chop checked at McLaughlin, who plays it up quickly to Watson. Looking at center for Gray. Taken by Cardo. Rolled off his stick. Taken back by Cardo. Good effort by Watson to give it to Pompaselli to carry it into the zone. Pompaselli holds. Goes back to Watson at the point looking for a deflection. It went wide. It popped out in front and Blodgett had to get over to the post to make a save. Now Glassrud in the far side corner tries to send it up the wall. Kicked in nicely by Watson and the puck still in the Eagle zone. Pompaselli being watched by Brewer with 30 on the man advantage. Goes back to the point to Watson at left point. Sends it down low to Knee, who goes back to Pompaselli. Ends up on Flint's stick on right point toward the net through a maze of legs and sticks. And ended up going wide, never getting to Blodgett. Glassrud knocked down from behind by Gray. Now the puck on the half wall where 3 Penn men have it. And finally a good effort by McQuegan. Gets it all the way down the ice with 10 remaining on the man advantage. And everybody going off on a line change. And then Minnick goes down at center. He lost his stick. I don't know what happened there. And now he tackles Craig and punches him in the back of the head and then punches him again. And now there's a fight going on between Craig and Minnick. They collided at center. Minnick went down. No penalty was being called. And then Minnick got up and punched Craig in the back of the head, then jumped on top of him and punched him. And now he's talking to the Eagle bench. If Murray got a fighting major last week, Minnick no doubt has to get one here at 5'17". And for all the good we've talked about Southern New Hampshire over the last game and a half, the one thing that has been constant, though, is they've taken bad penalties at bad times. And this is a bad penalty at a bad time.
Yeah, loss of composure there. We'll have to see what gets called here.
I didn't see anything overly dangerous when they collided at center. And there was no penalty being called, and then Craig is slamming his stick in the bench, in the penalty box, excuse me. So 5 minutes for sure for Minnick, who had 2 goals yesterday, the 6-foot sophomore at Auburn, Pennsylvania. He's going to get 5 for fighting and likely in a disqualification, is that what they call it, Coach? So he won't be eligible for the next Southern New Hampshire game. But let's see what the official call is going to be here. And more importantly, whatever official call they make, if I actually can figure out what it is, given that we're standing on the other side of the arena. So I'm going to guess 5 minutes for Minnick for fighting and then 2 minutes for roughing to Craig, although I don't know how he gets 2 minutes for roughing when he got punched in the head. But he did kind of get up and go back at him, so that's probably where the 2 minutes come in, right, Coach?
Yeah, that's where 2 minutes come in, and fortunate too that they saw it that way as opposed to giving them each 5. So, but definitely the aggressor was Minnick. Not something just snapped there. I
would have thought though maybe 2 and 5, right? Wouldn't you have given if you were going to give Craig 2? Wouldn't you have given Minnick 2 and 5? Now the 2 minutes come off the board.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll figure it out. Maybe he gets 10? Either way, it looks like the Eagles are going to have 5 players on the ice. And definitely 4 for the Penn men. Craig, however, is still in the penalty box. Correct? He's still in the penalty box. Minnick gets 5 for contact to the head is what they're calling it. Punching him in the head is contact to the head.
Eagle penalty on number 2, giving Craig 2 minutes for holding.
Shot toward the net, blocked in front. Now I'm confused on the penalties. Cardo takes it. Eagles are 5-on-4 right now, though the penalties that they've called make no sense.
The only thing that I can think is that they perhaps react to what happened in the box after he went in, the penalty was called, if they just gave him 10 for unsportsmanlike.
According to the call, they gave him 2 minutes for holding.
Initially, right? I don't know maybe something else pops up. I'm not really sure because there should be 2 minutes up there if there's a 2-minute penalty.
Unless I misheard it and he said 10 minutes. But then it's possible I misheard it. I'm trying to hear it and watch. But
Right.
Eagles have a 5-on-4 for 4 minutes and 24 seconds. It's a fighting major to Minnick and a disqualification, which will mean he'll be suspended for the next game that Southern New Hampshire plays. But the Eagles have a 5-minute major now. Their time to see if they can get some goals, just like the Penmen had a 5-minute major in the first period. Brewer goes around the net with it, looking to center it in front. Instead, he just takes a skate, leaves it for Delory. Delory looking for Engdahl. It rolls off his stick back to Delory. Delory behind the net. Eagles got to get it in front of the net and try to get a shot opportunity, because right now they're just skating around with it and have killed off the first minute of their own power play. 6 players in the near side corner fighting for it. Gething's in there with Delory and Engdahl. Brewer and Barter are at the point waiting for it. It's still in that corner. Engdahl comes away with it. Engdahl carries it behind the net, looking to go back to the point. He spins away, lost the puck, and the puck will go down to Lynch. Lynch will carry it out for the Penmen, 2-on-2. He tries to go around Brewer. Still holds it, and a nice job by the Penmen momentarily, but then they give it up to Engdahl. Engdahl leaves for Gethings. Gethings closing in 2-on-3. Had Brewer, didn't find it for him. He gets it to Barter. Barter tries to go across the slot quickly for Delory, and the Penmen will send it all the way down and have killed off the first 2 minutes of the 5-minute major. Gethings tries to go between 2 Penmen, had it pop up in the air. Ball fighting off for it, but a good play by Brewer to keep it going and get it out, and then sent right back into the Eagle zone. Eagles got to get possession and get some shots on goal. Simplify, meat and potatoes, as you said yesterday, Coach.
Yep. We got something. We got another caller here.
So out comes Craig. I am totally confused how Craig got a quote-unquote holding penalty and just spent 2 minutes in the box, and it was 5-on-4. But on top of all of that, now the Eagles are going to have a 5-on-3 advantage, as interference penalty to Alex Motherball gives the Eagles a 5-on-3, a full 5-on-3 at 7:27. See if we can clean up what happened after the fighting major. But Craig was in the box for 2 minutes, and it wasn't 4-on-4. So I am confused about all of that. But right now, let's focus on the now. A 5-on-3 for the Eagles. McQuegan in front looking for the stick of Aloya. Went wide, and Cardo will end up picking it up at center point. He comes over here for a one-timer for Murray. Blocked in front by Flynn nicely. He'll rim it around all the way around, as pinching to the near side was Cardo, and a good play by the Penmen, who have killed off the first 30 seconds of the 5-on-3. Big opportunity for the Eagles. 5-on-3. Here's Aloy carrying it in on left wing over the line. 5-on-3, a minute 30 to go. Aloy goes for a skate, goes behind the net, gives it over to Bice. Bice to Murray. They switch spots. Bice now goes, as Murray goes behind it, tries to wrap it around in front off the pads of Guerin. He stopped it and it gets sent back out the center. At least putting it on the net was Murray, looking for a rebound and an opportunity. And now the Eagles will try back again. Aloy, cross ice to Bice. He brings it in over the line on right wing and stops right at the point. Gives it to Cardo over here. Back to Bice, center point. Bice closing in, wrist shot, leg stop nicely by Flynn and out to center. By Lynch and out to center. Good block by Lynch. Offsides are the Eagles, as Aloy didn't wait for, Bice didn't wait for Aloy to get out of the zone, and that's an offside with 55 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. Good try by Murray. Nice setup also over here, but good block by Brendan Lynch, the sophomore out of Nepean, Ontario.
Yep, got to settle down, make a pass, find a lane, shoot a puck.
Barter wins that face off to Brewer. Brewer gives it over here for Craig, who served the oddest 2-minute penalty I've ever seen. Craig holds, waits, gives it down to Engdahl. Engdahl back to Brewer. Brewer goes to center point looking for a lane. Craig gives it to Brewer. Brewer had a lane but didn't shoot it. Brewer looking for a lane, gives it to Barter. Barter changes spots, takes a shot, shoots it right into the 2 Penmen, and a nice job by Brewer to keep it in. Now he's got to avoid the stick in the slot. It's a 5-on-3 with a missing stick. Eagles doing anything they can to keep it in, and they can't. And the stick is able to get picked up with 24 remaining on the 5-on-3. Penmen doing a good job blocking the lanes, and the Eagles telegraphing their passes too much. Craig comes in looking for a backhand. In front, it lay there momentarily. Wiped up the wall and out as Brewer couldn't get there. That'll kill off the 5-on-3. 55 seconds remaining on the Eagles' 5-minute major power play. And Brewer carries it in over the line. Still going. Takes a shot. Blocked in front again, this time by Darby. A recenter goes behind the net to Barter. Barter dives, takes down one of the players in a soccer-type dive, and Craig has it on right point. 5-on-4 as there's 30 seconds remaining on the 5-minute major. Brewer sends it up in the air. Darby gets in front of it. Good stick by Engdahl. Played back to the point to Brewer. Brewer sends it toward the net. Glove save with nobody in front. With 25 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3, and Brewer's body language says it all, that not good 5-on-3 and not good 5-on-4. The best shot was the Murray wraparound.
Yeah, that was a good play. It was good by him. They were a little tight on the backside. They're not in a great position to maybe pop that rebound in, but the initial play was a good play.
Feels a little bit like overthinking, right, Coach? Like they're overthinking it too much.
Yeah, you just got to play. It's hard, but you just got to play the game.
Easy to say up here, I know. Here's Sturgeon with a wrist shot from the left point. It gets sent all the way down, and that might do it for the 5-minute major and the 5-on-3 that the Eagles had. They get no goals out of it, and Sturgeon will play it in his near side corner behind his net, and it will kill off the last 10 seconds of the man advantage. Delory fanned and then gave it away to Marchand. Marchand makes a fancy move around Sturgeon. Backhand in front, stopped right on, and he dove into Blodgett, and then the Eagles score no goals on the 5-minute major and then take a tripping penalty. Is that going to be Delory? It will be at 10-17. And like it or not, I'm not saying anything they call isn't correct. It's just going to be one of those penalty games that we've seen. Whereas in the last couple of weeks, we've gone games where there have been 2 and 3 penalties. Now we're up to about 8 or 9 already.
I guess it's the giving season.
Face-off won by the Penmen. Pompaselli takes it in the far side corner and goes to the near side corner. Sends it back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, right point. Goes across to Watson. He looked in front for Lynch. Nice play by Mosher to get in front of it. And here comes Howell. Howell looking for Norling. Norling chasing after it. He gets to it before McLaughlin. Centered it in front for Craig, but a good stick by Watson, who came back defensively. Got in front of it before he could get it to Craig. And into the netting. Face-off to Garen's left, won by the Penmen. And out the center, played to Engdahl. Engdahl in the zone, plays a nice pass to Crowther, and the Eagles have an opportunity 2-on-1 if they carry it in. Looking for Craig was Crowther. He would have been better off taking the shot. He was on the forehand side of his stick, cruising the slot. We should have taken the shot. Instead tried to pass to Craig. Ended up having it deflected away. Crowther now chasing a puck into the Zamboni corner. Takes it away in front! He came in front of the net and just slid it through the goal line. As Guerin tried to play it, Crowther stole it. Just couldn't get in front to touch it into the goal. Just missed. Needed a little bit of backspin, and then a penalty behind the play. Well, in front of the play. Behind the net of Blodgett after the Eagles almost got a freebie. With 50 seconds remaining on the Delory penalty, I think it's going to be Brewer at 11:27 for cross-checking. And that puts the Eagles' 2 best defensive defensemen in the penalty box. And a 5-on-3 now for the Penmen, leading 2-0. They'll have a 50-second 5-on-3. Face off to Blodgett's right. Barter out there to take it against Stone Devlin for the Penmen. Big 50 seconds here for the Eagles. They got to figure out a way to kill this. Around the Glassroot. Glassroot being hooked, tries to get it out. Can't get it out. Stopped by Flynn. Flynn, as Barter pointing that was out, but it's not. Cruising in. Heavy slap shot stopped by Blodgett as Dallaire cruised in from the top of the left point all the way into the top of the circle, and he blasted one that Blodgett stopped. With 37 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. 8:20 to go in the second period and 1:47 on the power play. Glassroot and Gray slashing at each other a bit. Gray 6'1", Glassroot 6'7". Gray still standing in the circle. Officials tell him to get out of the way, but he's still standing there. Don't know why they're going to drop the puck with him in the face-off dot.
I think that's the first warning as he steps back.
He's still in the face-off circle.
Yeah, toes are in there.
Let's see if the official calls him. Nope, drops the puck. Lynch wins it cleanly to McLaughlin. One-timer shot by Pompaselli, stopped by Blodgett. And now an opportunity to clear for Cardo, and he ripped it high in the air and all the way down the ice. Good job by Cardo off the Blodgett save. Pompaselli picks it up behind his own net with some speed. He gets around the check of Barter, gives it up to Gray. It goes to Lynch on left wing. Lynch over the line, watched by Cardo. Centering pass off the leg of Gray and sent all the way back down the ice by Barter this time with 13 remaining on the 5-on-3. The Eagles might get through this 5-on-3 after as much. McLaughlin carries it at center. He's in over the line on left wing, watched by Cardo. He tries to go toward the net, instead goes behind the net, lost the puck. 5-on-3 over as Delory racing back into the play. Lynch holds, gives it on left point. Walking in, shot stopped by Blodgett as Watson cruised down left point before Delory could get back into the play. And Blodgett makes a nice save just outside his crease. 1:03 to go on the 5-on-4, 7:35 to go in the second period. 2-0, Eagles did a good job killing off that 50 seconds.
Yeah, if Post can keep their composure here, get through this. Southern Hampshire right now is less concerned with playing hockey and more concerned with the extracurricular. So if Post can find a way to kind of battle through this and get back to playing hard 5-on-5 hockey, they may have some success here.
Engdahl and Knee in the faceoff dot. Knee wins it cleanly, though, back to Dallaire. Dallaire to Lynch. Back to Dallaire, over to Flynn, for a one-timer shot stopped by Blodgett on his knees in front through a maze of legs and sticks and skates and arms. The one-timer by Flynn from the top of the right point. Stopped by Blodgett with 55 seconds to go on the man advantage. Eagles got to win a face-off, though. That's one of the things that are frustrating them, as Mosher and Neen are now in the draw. The Blodgett's left. Another face-off won by the Penmen's Knee. Over to Dallaire. Dallaire holds, waits, fakes a shot, goes back to Flynn over on right point. Flynn had a lane but didn't shoot it. Now Flynn fakes the one-timer, passes it to Dallaire. They play catch. Now sent toward the net with a screen in front. Nice job by Blodgett with Marchant standing right in front of Blodgett. And a full screen and another face-off in the Eagle zone with 39 seconds remaining on the man advantage and 7:12 remaining in period number 2. Not only did the Eagles kill off the 5-on-3 coach, but they killed it off with Delory and Brewer, both in the penalty box. Brewer still in, Delory out. Able to help on the kill. Howell finally wins a face-off for the Eagles, but Glassrud can't control, and he lost it to Twardowski. Twardowski back to the point to McLaughlin. McLaughlin on right point, gives it over to Watson. Watson closes it and has his shot blocked and goes behind the net where Delory will play it. Delory being stick-checked. Tries to get it out, but gave it away to Pompaselli. He takes a wrist shot that goes wide. Glassrud picked it up before it could go back into the slot. He's looking for a lane to get it out. He reverses the flow to Howell. Howell, with time and space, goes high off the boards and all the way down. Both Glassrud and Delory out there for the Eagles coach playing defense, 6'7" and 6'5". Here comes Lynch over the line, leaves it for Watson, who takes a bad angle shot that goes into the near side corner. The Eagles have killed off the 5-on-3 and the 5-on-4. Nice hit by Glassrud. Puck pumps free into the slot to Murray, who's had the best opportunity for the Eagles in this period. A breakaway early on. Nice play by Howell to get around Darby. Howell into the Zamboni corner with Darby, fighting for the puck. Now McQuegan comes in to help out, but 4 Penmen behind the goal, and Twardowski finally comes away with it, and he'll carry it out of his own zone. Tries to make a little chip pass to Lynch. He did up in the air, and Lynch and Twardowski go off on a line change. With 6 minutes even to go in the second period, 2-0 Penmen. Long pass to Howell. He takes it clean, gets to the red line, dumps it in, goes behind the net. Murray chasing after it with Mother's ball. Puck pumps free, goes off the linesman's leg, stays in the zone, and Craig has it. Craig sends it toward the net, looking for a deflection. Norling now in the slot, rebound by Gethings. Almost put it in and just went wide. Norling fights off the check of Mother's ball in the near side corner. Now back to the point to Sturgeon. Sturgeon back to Norling. Norling with some time and space takes a shot right off the body of Mother's ball. It goes to Craig, who takes a shot. Another diving play stop. Sturgeon tries to send it toward the net. Gloved by Murray. Across the ice to Craig. Craig shoots it in front, deflected high and wide. Murray has it, but Tyler Murray is hurt for the Penmen. He's just barely on one leg, staying in the zone because the Eagles have puck possession. Puck kept in by Craig. Spins away from the oncoming check of Tyler Murray. He's doing everything he can on one leg, and the puck finally comes free. Out of the zone for the Penmen is Joe Cantelmo. First time we said his name tonight on the backhand. All the way through, and now Craig sends it up to Norling. Norling a little bit too far. Flynn takes it. Craig picks it up. Had it back checked by Cantelmo, and he'll come away with it. Good job by Tyler Murray on one leg for the Penmen, though, keeping himself in. And then a centering pass in front, and down goes Hirschberger, he was taken down into Blodgett as he was looking for a deflection on a pass. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty there or not. With 4:49 remaining in the second period. Doesn't look like anybody's going into the box.
No, I didn't see any arms up there.
It doesn't look like they're going to call a penalty. Face-off won by the Penmen. Flynn toward the net, gloved by Blodgett, but it fell out of his glove, and Barter took it. Barter chipped it up the wall looking for Aloy, but instead ended up on Flynn's stick and making a nice pass up ahead to Ball. Ball brought it in over the line, tried to give it to Darby. It rolled off his stick, out the center, then back into the Eagle zone as the Penmen have to tag up. Glassrud with time, looking for Aloy a little bit too far, but Barter's the only one back there, so he's going to beat the icing. He beat it by 15 feet. Barter tried to center it out in front to Crowther, didn't get there on a deflection. Now Barter will play it behind his end. It actually gets away from Barter, goes into the Zamboni corner where Crowther plays it. He makes a fancy move, lost it back to Brewer at the point. Brewer with a wrist shot toward the net goes wide as he was looking for a deflection out in front, more so than a shot. But then Connor Ball will take it out the center, tried to go around Glassrud and Barter, and they did a good job playing defense and taking it away. Barter tried to one-hand slip it through the defense, lost the stick and the puck, and the puck comes free to Brewer back in the Eagle zone with Pompicelli watching him. Stop on a dime move by Brewer, feeds it up in the air to Howell, and out the center with Aloy trying to pump it ahead, but then had it chip back into the Eagle zone and by Glassrud and all the way behind Blodgett. With 3:45 to go in the second period, there's a penalty for high sticking or just a high sticking. Looks like it is a penalty to Barter for high sticking at 16:09. And that'll send the Penmen to another power play. Barter 2 for high sticking at 16:09. Cardo and Lynch on the draw to Blodgett's right. Puck dies in the circle, but taken by Pompicelli, who takes a wrist shot, stopped by Blodgett with the right pad and into the far side corner. McLaughlin, center point, fakes the slap shot, gives it down to Pompicelli for a bad angle shot, stopped by Blodgett, and then Cardo rips it into the Penmen bench. With 1:46 to go in a man advantage and 3:26 to go in the second period. Don't forget to stay with us in the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10 as we do on the second intermission here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Mosher out on the draw. He wins it clean this time to O'Connell, who rims it around, tries to get it out, goes by Pompicelli, and then ripped all the way down by Norling. Stopped by Guerin, leaves it for McLaughlin. 1:30 to go on the man advantage. Here's McLaughlin. Gives it to Watson. Watson carries it out, gets to the red line. Cross dump into the near side corner. O'Connell gets there first. He goes high off the glass, but a nice job by Lynch to keep it in. Near side corner is Lynch. Looking for McLaughlin at the point. Goes to Watson. Had a roll off his stick. Mosher tries to get it. Keeps it nicely momentarily. And now Delory feeds a pass up to Norling. Up on left wing with a wrist shot off the glove, of Guerin. Off the bottom of his glove on a nice play by Norling. Good pass by Delory. And the Eagles will go for a line change as the Penmen come out of the zone. Lynch looking for Pompicelli, but taken away nicely by Craig. And now a 2-on-1 for the Eagles if they hurry. Crowther took the pass behind him. And again, instead of looking for the shot, they take the pass. And Crowther had to roll off his stick. He controls it back to his defense. And Tommy Bice with 50 remaining on the man advantage, but an opportunity lost again. And then a pass too far for Crowther goes into the Penmen zone, but Craig's there to check Lynch off, who was kind of lackadaisical in his skating for it. And now Craig is pinning it up on the board, killing more time with 30 seconds remaining on the man advantage and 2 minutes to go in period number 2. 2-0 Penmen. That's where it stayed since the beginning of the first period. Pompicelli cruising in, looking for a shot that goes high and wide, a headhunter shot that goes over Blodgett, and then Crowther rips it all the way down so the Eagles can make a line change with 15 remaining on the man advantage. They've done a good job on this kill. Even had a couple of offensive opportunities as out comes Devlin. Devlin with some steam over the line, tries to get around Brewer, but he stick checks it away. Power play over. Brewer and Gethings now in there. Out comes Barter, and Norling will go on to the ice. Sturgeon comes away with it now looking for Norling up at center, but a nice skate play by Dallaire. Sends it back into Blodgett behind the net. Blodgett leaves it there for Delory. Gets checked off and manages to get it to Norling. Now a nice cross-ice pass to Gethings, who tries to avoid the official. He does and dumps it into the Zamboni corner for Murray. Connor Murray in the Zamboni corner with Gethings. trying to play the puck away. Knee checking Gethings. Murray makes a nice backhand pass to Norling with some space. Takes a shot that gets chopped away and deflected wide as he has some time and space. Sturgeon trying to keep it in. It goes off his stick and leg and did a good job keeping it in momentarily. The official, though, standing right outside the blue line, put it back into the zone. It's back into the zone again. Popped up into the maze of players. They call that onside. It's just Connor Murray. Nice behind-the-back pass to Gethings. There's a mosh of players at the blue line. Sturgeon trying to crawl off the ice. He finally does. McQuegan with 45. McQuegan takes a shot. Nice stop by Guerin. Knee doesn't have a stick. McQuegan back to O'Connell with a shot that goes wide. Delory comes over, tries to keep the puck in. He does momentarily. Knee doesn't have a stick. He's the only one over on the half wall. McQuegan takes it. McQuegan goes behind it. In front for Delory. One-timer stopped right on by Guerin with 20. Delory behind the net feeds the puck over to Gethings. Connor Murray goes in after him. Delory back to the point to Brewer. Brewer toward the net right on, stopped by Guerin. Gethings there, and the puck goes all the way down. This will be an icing if Brewer races for it. He does with 5 seconds remaining in the second period. A weird sequence of plays, all started, by the way, by the puck hitting the official outside the blue line and coming back in. I don't even know if any of that should have been onside, but the Eagles attempted to take advantage of it. Now Howell talking to the officials about getting another half second to a second on the play clock, but Coach, good offensive opportunity there for the Eagles, and that was a good couple of minutes.
Yeah, it was a good pressure. A good job killing the 5-on-3, 5-on-4. Now we got some pressure, and we got something to build off of going into the third period.
Well, it's gone from 5 seconds to 0.6 seconds. I think they're trying to make it 6 seconds.
I believe so, yeah.
There we go. 6 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Howell didn't say you got to take some time off the clock.
Cardo and Knee to Guerin's left. Guerin's had to be good in the last couple of minutes. Good job by the Eagles. And he's been good in this period. He's made some good saves. Face-off won by the Penmen. They'll reverse the flow to the near side. Puck squirts away for a moment. Centering pass in front as time expires. As Cardo ripped it around looking for a deflection of Howell to end the period. So a good end to the period for the Eagles. A lot of penalties in between. The Eagles had an opportunity, 5-on-4 with a 5-minute major, and 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes. Couldn't get one by Guerin, but had some better pressure in that period and controlled the play in the last couple of minutes, which will set up for a, good third period, trailing 2-0 as they go to the dressing room.
Yeah, we're one goal away here from making this a game.
Stay with us as we go to the second intermission. We'll go around the NE10 hockey sports scene as we do in the second intermission at every game that we do here on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. We'll be right back. It's 2-0 here in the second intermission. Back we are for the second intermission. I'm Jeff Nelson here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut, as the Southern New Hampshire University Penn men still lead the Eagles 2-0 in a crazy, wacky second period, and a penalty called on Cameron Craig that I'm still... We'll cover that as we get back when Coach gets back for the recap of the second intermission, but I will say Southern New Hampshire got the short end of the stick, because I do not understand how Cameron Craig got 2 minutes for holding in all of the mess with the 5-minute major and really wasn't affected by the penalty. So Southern New Hampshire got 2 minutes that had 2 minutes of penalty kill time they never should have had. But we'll save that for when Coach gets back. We'll go around the NE10 as we do in the second intermission, as we always do here in the second intermission. And the recap of the NE10 is brought to you by Post University, ranked by U.S. News & World Report as having the best online college business programs and best online veteran graduate business programs for 2023. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Eagle fans, winter sports are underway, and hopefully spring will come back soon, and then summer and fall. If you're looking for Eagle gear or university-branded clothing, and want to represent your Eagle fandom in the nest, on campus, around the neighborhood, at home, or on the road, go to posteagles.com, click on the fan section on the right-hand side, then click on School Store to grab anything and everything Post Eagles. Use code WINTER20 at checkout to receive 20% off your total order, $75 purchase. However, exclusions do apply. That's code WINTER20, WINTER20, one word. You can also visit the campus store in the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And before we get to the NE10, just want to mention that this is the last game prior to the holiday break. The next game for the Eagles, which will be Game 7 of the 8-game homestand, will be Wednesday, January 3rd, 1 p.m. versus King's College of Pennsylvania here at the Sports Center of Connecticut. We'll be live 12:45 with your broadcast after the new year. That's Wednesday, January 3rd, 1 p.m. on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. The NE10 report for Week 6, and the NE10 Player of the Week is Shane Sullivan, the graduate student from Holden, Massachusetts. He had a big week with 3 goals and 4 assists and a +6 for a weekend sweep at St. Michael's. In Friday's 7-5 win, he registered a hat trick while assisting on 3 more goals for a 6-point effort. Sullivan then capped off the weekend with an assist in the Greyhounds' 6-3 win. Goaltender and Rookie of the Week are Cam Carroll from St. A's. He posted 115 saves in net in a 2-0-1 week, including 47 saves in a historic win over NCAA Division I Long Island University. That's the first win by St. A's versus a Division I program in over 30 years. Carroll posted the week with a 2.72 goals against average and a .943 save percentage. The honor roll in the NE10, Maximilian Banoun, who we saw last weekend in his first career shutout, a 2-0 win over Post. He faced 36 shots, stopped them all, including 10 on the power play. The freshman is a goaltender out of Alpine, New Jersey. Trevor Lawler for Franklin Pierce scored 2 goals and added an assist and was +2 on the week for the Ravens. It's the senior out of East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Alec Grace from St. A's, a senior from Laguna Hills, California, scored 2 goals and dished out 2 assists for 4 points to help St. A's go undefeated last week. David Ciancio from St. Michael's, junior out of Scituate, Rhode Island, he had 5 points while blocking 8 shots against first-place Assumption. He had 3 assists, including a pair on the game-tying goals, while blocking a pair of shots. In the 6-3 setback on Saturday, Ciancio blocked another 6 shots while tallying once on the power play and dishing off a power play helper. Sean Guerin, who we're seeing tonight, went 0-1-1 against St. A's, and Guerin was in the net for both. He stopped 62 shots in the 2 games and had a 2.90 goals against average. And Ryan Pompaselli, SNHU's leading scorer, had a goal and 2 assists in the 0-1-1 week for Southern New Hampshire. No other game should have started today in the NE10, but let's see if we can get you an update on if any of those games have started. The women's hockey game has not started yet for the Eagles down in Fairfield. That should be getting underway in about a half an hour, but nothing going on right now. Get you the updates from scores yesterday as well, as Canton defeated St. Mike's 4-1, and Arcadia defeated Franklin Pierce 4-3. 3:30 start for Franklin Pierce at Arcadia this afternoon. Assumption and Fitchburg State at 4 p.m., and that's the last game for all the NE10 teams until after Christmas. That's your look around the NE10 this afternoon, brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all of Post's degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Coach coming back to explain the second period and hopefully dissect how Cameron Craig got a 2-minute holding penalty and Southern New Hampshire was somehow shorthanded. That'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening and watching to Post University Hockey on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Second period intermission here at the Sports Center of Connecticut in Shelton, where Southern New Hampshire leads Post 2-0, but those goals were both in the first period. A scoreless second period, but a wacky and wild second period, and Coach will hopefully break down a little bit of that momentarily. Shots on goal in the second period, the Eagles 15, Southern New Hampshire 10. Post has 23 shots through 2 periods. Southern New Hampshire has 19. Faceoffs were dominated by the Penmen again, 13-9. They lead 26-17 on the faceoff dots. Power play-wise, Southern New Hampshire's 2 for 8. They got those both in the first period in a 19-second span. The Eagles 0 for 5. And, Coach, we bring you in where the Eagles had a 5-minute major that really wasn't a 5-minute major. The penalty was a 5-minute major for fighting and a game misconduct to the defenseman Minig, who sort of lost control and attacked Cameron Craig, punching him in the back of the head and starting a fight. But then they gave Craig 2 minutes for holding, which in the sequence of things, I'm not sure how he even got a holding penalty or who he held or when he held it. But they gave him a holding penalty, put him in the box, which should have been a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, but the Eagles played 5-on-4, and a mistake somewhere clearly by the officials, but nobody other than us catching the fact it should have been a 5-on-4, a 4-on-4.
Yeah, I mean it was on the board, came off the board, like you said. It's on the score sheet, so for me that's a discussion with the official after the game.
And he sat the full 2 minutes
just to see what exactly was going on there.
So, for lack of a better term, and as you said, some pushback from Coach Walsh probably needed, but Southern New Hampshire not getting the benefit of that because it led to a 5-on-3 shortly thereafter that Southern New Hampshire did kill off. They killed off the whole mess, but a weird set of sequences after a minute got ejected, and he'll be suspended for the next Penmen game, which will be after Christmas for the fighting. They don't wipe that off, right? That's going to happen whether the game's in a week or 3 weeks, right, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, whatever happens in this game goes on to your next league game. Because looking at the score sheet too, I don't see that. The only other thing that kind of ran through my head, if there was an additional 2 minutes that were matching, so that way it would not be on the board, but the score sheet doesn't indicate any additional 2 minutes.
Which we thought might have been, they might have given him roughing, fighting, and that might have made sense. So maybe they missed the 2 minutes. Maybe that's the miss, is that maybe there's a 2 minutes they missed.
Yeah, could be.
But based on the score sheet, it made no sense what we saw. But other than that, it's still 2-0. Team's about ready to take the ice for the start of the third period. Coach, Eagles played well down the stretch of the second period. They killed off some penalties, and since the 5-minute majors, they've killed off 6 power plays. So the Penmen are 0 for 6 since starting 2 for 2. What do the Eagles need to do to get one in the net behind Guerin?
Well, I think being able to kill off that 5-on-3 gave them some momentum, because I thought they were the better team 5-on-5. And again, like I've always said, that they're a skilled team. Get pucks to the net. Don't give up opportunities to shoot. When you're around in it and you're looking for a rebound, make sure you have some depth. You're up a little closer to the hash mark so you can jump down on those loose pucks, because there were some times where those pucks came through, but we're just a little bit too tight to the goaltender. We didn't really give ourselves a good opportunity to tuck those pucks home. So we clean that up a little bit, stay out of the box, play 5-on-5, looking for a good period here.
I will say the last 3 minutes saw the Eagles, after they killed off the last Penmen power play, putting pucks toward the net for really the first time all game. They had a couple of 2-on-1 opportunities where instead of taking a shot, they made the pass. But then toward the end of the period, they were at least trying to put pucks on net, creating a little bit of havoc and chaos, which is what you're going to need to get a goal by Guerin.
Yes, he's playing very well. So, yes, you got to make him be good. You have to get something when you have those odd man rushes. And if you might get a puck across, is one thing, but if you will get a shot to the net, at least you can go like a little far pad, try to create a pass-off pad kind of play, and create that way too.
Teams taking the ice for the start of the third period. The last period these teams will play for a few weeks, as the holiday break is upon us for both teams. Eagles trying to come back from 2-0. See if they can get some points here before the holiday break. Eagles in their home whites will go left to right as you look at your dial and screen. Penmen in their road navy blue with gold will go right to left. We are 5-on-5 to start the period, although we might not be 5-on-5 for long, as we've had 13 power plays through the first 2 periods. Cardo and Gray on the draw, one by Gray, and here we go, start of the third period. Eagles down 2, need to figure out a way to get some scoring, and then right off the face-off, 7 seconds in, there is a man down. It's Tyler Murray. I didn't see an arm go up, Coach. But that took all of 7 seconds. Don't think there's any penalty a-coming.
No, it just looks like a good hard hockey play, good body check, and Post trying to send a message early here that it's going to be difficult to play in the third period against them.
Face-off just outside the Eagle line. Cardo and now Lynch has come on to take the face-off. Won by Lynch, and again, the Penmen dominant in the face-off circle. Send the puck into the Eagle zone where Brewer will play it. Brewer behind his net, watched by Lynch and Marchand. Lynch comes away with a center to Pompaselli in front. Takes a fan shot on a centering pass by Lynch. McQuegan comes away. 3-on-2, tries to get around Dallaire. He can't do it, and the puck stays out at center. Cardo tries to get it away from Pompaselli, but Pompaselli gives to Lynch. Nice hit at center ice by Howell. Up to McQuegan. McQuegan tries to center it, and it gets deflected off a leg and out to center. Eagles play it in their zone. It's Sturgeon looking for Howell too far, and that's going to be an icing. And again, in that opportunity, he had a player in the middle of the ice. Instead, tried to make the longer pass that leads to an icing. As Sturgeon knows he had Shouldn't have made that pass.
Right.
52 seconds gone in period number 3. 2-0 Penmen.
Shake off the dust, win or draw, let's get going.
Nee and Cardo still out there. Even Steven, but picked up by Devlin as he comes out in front with an attempted backhand and a lane to the net. Stopped by Blodgett. Puck goes high in the air out of the zone. Crowther races in after. He's got an opportunity and a shot bouncing off the pads of Guerin, and then the Penmen bring it out to center, and Nee gets clobbered by Delory and Engdahl. And off the ice goes Nee, so the Eagles have leveled 2 hits, and 2 Penmen have come off the ice. Sturgeon being back-checked heavily by Cantelmo. He feeds a pass dangerously in the slot off of Engdahl and out of the zone, but then sent right back in by the Penmen, and 90 seconds gone in the third period. Still 2-0. Delory high up in the air, goes across to Crowther, who leaves it for Engdahl. Engdahl catches up to it. Still going after it is Mosher. Mosher on left wing takes a shot toward the net and then laid a rebound in front to Engdahl that Guerin had to come out and make a save on. Craig keeps it into the high slot area. Long pass to Cantelmo. He tips it in and goes off on a line change. And Blodgett will leave it for O'Connell. O'Connell carrying it ahead, goes around one defender, feeds it up to Aloy, and then gets the puck back. Here's O'Connell. Gives it to Mosher, looking for O'Connell, who will have to chase it into the near side corner as the puck went too far. He makes a nice play to get to the puck. Tries to feed it back to the point to Craig, but is stifled by Twardowski. They send it toward the net, off the side of the net, and now Barter. Barter, long pass to Craig, top of the right point, shot toward the net, looking for a deflection. He got it, he scores! I think it was Jake Aloy cruising the slot area who got a tip, and the Eagles get the early goal they need at 2:24. It's 2-1.
Really good puck movement, shot to a screen, had some eyes, got a touch on it with a stick, and now we got ourselves a game.
Beautiful pass by Barter, who passed it from the far slot all the way across the ice to the near side point. And it looks like they're going to give it to Craig, Cameron Craig, the freshman out of Larkspur, Colorado. So for the moment, that's his second of the season. Thought it was Aloy who got a tip on it, but they're going to say Craig for now. And the Eagles get on the board, cut the lead at half. It's 2-1. Glasser goes down in the corner. Shot toward the net by Darby, and then a check and another player down. Darby tried to center it out in front. He gets it out of the zone. Coach, what happened on that play? We kind of missed it there as we were trying to figure out the goal for everybody.
No, just a collision, just a hockey play, and post again trying to assert themselves physically. No penalty there, just 2 teams trying to play tough.
So on the goal, Craig, his second of the season from Aloy and Barter at 2:24. We were trying to figure out the second assist. It goes to Jake Aloy, and the Eagles on the board. It's 2-1 on Craig's second. So Aloy didn't get a tip on that shot. I thought he did. Initially, Craig pointed to Aloy thinking he got the tip. But what was nice on that play, though, Coach, was a beautiful pass by Barter totally across the ice from the far side corner to the near side point.
Yep, it was a good play by him. And also to Aloy's credit there, like he knew he didn't touch it, so I'm sure he made sure that Cameron got credit for that goal.
That's one of those things I like about hockey. The right people take the credit for the goals.
Yep.
Even at the men's hockey level, that happens. Sturgeon in his own zone being checked by Devlin. Devlin leaves it for Delory, who gives it up to Howell. McQuegan tries to keep it in. It's in the zone momentarily, and the Southern New Hampshire bench explodes as it's offsides, and that's what it's called. With 3:30 gone in the third, the Eagles get the goal they need, and after getting the goal, didn't give up a goal shortly thereafter. So 5-on-5, 3:30 gone, 2-1 Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, that's that focus you and I talked about. When a goal scored, you got to bear down the next 2-3 shifts for sure.
Craig sends it in around the boards looking for Crowther. It takes a funky bounce away from Rodriguez, whose name we haven't said a ton today. And the puck sent all the way back into the Eagle zone. No icing, as O'Connell had to play it right outside the goal line. Behind the net to Craig, who's trying to control it with Ball on him. He takes a hit, still has the puck. He's on his knees trying to keep it from Ball. He still maintains it. A good job by Craig to get it to Crowther, to give it to Engdahl. Engdahl gets to the red line, dumps it in with Mosher and Crowther going in after it. On Rodriguez, Mosher and Crowther behind the net fighting for it. It comes free to Darby. Darby tries to reverse the flow. It goes off a leg. Twardowski has it. He's checked by Crowther hard. Rodriguez still in there. Back to Twardowski, and they finally reverse the flow to the near side where Darby's there. Engdahl going in after it with Darby and Ball. Gives it to Crowther. He sends a light shot toward the net, easily gloved by Guerin, who needs a whistle. Good job by the Eagles hemming the Penmen in the zone with 4:25 gone in period 3, 2-1.
Yep, that's good pressure there. It gives Coach Richter an opportunity to get the 5 out there that he wants in the offensive attack zone.
And those 5 are Aloy, Barter, and Bice, with Glassroot and Brewer. Barter, when he's good, makes things happen. Lost the face-off. Aloy behind the net trying to get it. They rim it around the near side wall. Played to Tyler Murray. Murray goes across the ice looking for Watson. Takes a funky bounce and right back out to center it goes. Aloy looking for Bice a little bit too far. McLaughlin will chase in after it. Bice will check McLaughlin, looking for a centering pass, and ends up getting sent all the way down the ice. This will be an icing as Blodgett gets small in his net, and it rolls by, and Delory has to pick it up. .449 gone in the third, 2-1. Eagles get their first goal. Same 5 on the draw. 1 this time by Barter to Aloy. Back to Delory to Sturgeon, who takes a shot from the point. It ends up in the circle area. Turnaround shot taken by Bice, blocked, and out comes Watson. Watson gets the center, dumps it in. Didn't get it all the way down, though, and Sturgeon will pick it up inside the Eagle zone. Sturgeon turns around quickly, looking for Delory, gives it to Delory, gets it out, looking for Norling now. Tried to feed it to Bice. It ends up going through his legs and back to center. Delory gets to the red line, rips it in towards Guerin. Behind the net, played by Flynn. Flynn up here for Pompicelli. Pompicelli makes a pass across the ice to the other side to Twardowski. He gets to the red line and dumps it in. Delory looking for a hit, takes a hit by Pompicelli, looking for the hit, took the hit, and gave it to Gethings. Gethings looking for Murray, but Murray wasn't looking for it. Connor Murray wasn't looking for it, and he lost the puck. But now the Penmen come back the other way. Here's Lynch over the line with a wrist shot off the stick of Sturgeon and into the netting behind Blodgett. And is there a penalty behind the play for something? Oh, there's a player down on the ice.
Yep, I think he's got Gettings over here.
So up comes, no, the player's still on the ice, I'm sorry. And it looks like they're going to give Gethings 5 for boarding. So the second time in this game, the Eagles have taken a 5-minute boarding penalty. McDevitt in the first period, Gethings here in the third. And up comes Pompicelli. I didn't see him get hit, Coach, because he was following the play.
Yeah, I saw the play happen, but I'm glad he's up and he's under his own power.
Not able to move his right leg at all, though. He's only pushing off with his left.
Could have banged a knee there. Maybe hopefully just a stinger can work that out once he gets to the bench, we hope.
Coach Richter not happy. Pompicelli able to get off the ice, which is the good news for him. Brewer and Rodriguez talking to the officials. I'm sure nobody's happy about the 5 minutes. Coach Richter standing there as well, just off the ice surface on the bench. I can't tell you I saw it to whether it should be a 5-minute major or not. That one I didn't see. But that's the penalty anyway. They're not going to take it off the board. Now the Eagles have to kill off these 5 minutes, although as we've said multiple times, there's going to be another enumeration of penalties probably within this 5 minutes. As Connor Murray goes into the box, surprised he's serving it as he's a good face-off man. But the Eagle 4 are Cardo, McQuegan, Craig, and O'Connell. Face off to Blodgett's right, 5-minute major to Gethings for boarding. And off the ice he goes.
5-minute major trip from behind and game missed element.
Nice turnaround by Craig, and gets the puck out of the zone and all the way down, and an opportunity for Cardo to chase after it. Cardo's going to chase after it into the corner, takes the hit from Flynn. Dallaire goes in to help out, but good job, good fight, and then turns in front with a shot taken by Cardo, who fought 4 Penmen to get that shot off. Good effort by Cardo. Killed off the first 30 seconds single-handedly and got a shot 1-on-4. Very impressive. And out come the Penmen the other way. Here's Watson, gets to the red line, tries a cross dump. O'Connell gloved it down, sent it right back out to Cardo, who's got a 1-on-1 break. Now 1-on-2. Stick check from behind by McLaughlin, who caught up to him. Cardo's been out there for full 45 seconds, probably needs a line change. Nice play, though, by Barter. He gets tripped up, and he's going to take a penalty, and that's just what we talked about. Barter gets tripped 53 seconds into the 5-minute major. Southern New Hampshire not happy with the call, but you knew anything. Actually, Coach Flynn is actually yelling at McLaughlin for taking the penalty. My mistake. He's not yelling at the referee as much as he was yelling at McLaughlin for taking the penalty 53 seconds into the 5-minute major. Barter got tripped. Now he's having trouble getting off to the ice.
I couldn't tell if it was knee on knee or stick on the knee there. I couldn't really tell.
It looked like he got his stick and tripped him up.
In between.
But he fell awkwardly, which might have.
Yeah, once you get airborne like that, that's a dangerous play.
So now we're 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, barring anything else. And then the Penmen will go back to what will end up being their 10th man advantage. After the 2 minutes, that's barring anything else that happening. 4-on-4. 2 minutes to McLaughlin for tripping, by the way, just to clean all of that up at 6:35. Good job by Barter, though, by the way, drawing that penalty.
Yep.
Crowther in the draw. Loses it. Delory goes after it. Puck sent up the wall and played by Cantelmo. They have a 2-on-1 with Gray if they hurry. Centers it across. Nice job by Crowther to take the stick out from Gray, and he shot it wide. Then a behind-the-back pass to the point to Dallaire. Dallaire cruising in with a shot that gets deflected by Bice high and wide. And now Sturgeon will play it behind his own net. 4-on-4 for 1:35. Eagles trailing by 1. Delory takes it at center. Makes a fancy move, gets in over the line, has his stick checked off his stick, and Delory picks it up on the far side. Delory trying to keep it in, goes to the other corner. It goes high up in the air, misses the roof. Crowther plays it nicely, tries to come out in front with it. It's right by the stick of Guerin. Tried to center it out in front. It goes to Delory in the corner. Back pass to Brewer. Brewer looking for a lane at center point. Ends up dumping it in because he couldn't find one all the way around to Crowther. Crowther. Puck popped up in the air again. Bice trying to play it with a minute to go on the 5:05. Then in front to Crowther, and it just rolled off his stick. Crowther fighting down low. Glassroot pinches in. It gets around him, but Brewer's back to pick it up. And the Eagles will start again behind their own net with 50 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. And then they'll be shorthanded again for another 2 minutes. Here's Brewer. Behind his own net, carries, gets out of his zone, gets to the red line, goes through a couple of defenders. Had it taken away, though, by Pompicelli. Good to see him back up after taking the hit that led to the 5-minute major. McQuegan had it roll off his stick as he tried to get into the zone. Glassroot now will play it in his own zone. Goes across with a nice pass to Howell. Howell picks it up on the red line, still 4-on-4. Shoots it in, gloved by Guerin, but it goes off his glove to Darby. Darby reverses the flow to the far side. McQuegan over there, a couple of 24s with Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh reverses the flow to Darby. Darby tries to carry it out. He's going to take a hit for his trouble by Howell and sent right back in by Craig with 10 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4, but they're going to call icing because Craig was on the other side of the red line with 9 seconds remaining on the 4-on-4, and then the Eagles will be shorthanded for another 2:07. Barring any other penalties. Coleman knee on the draw with Howell. One by knee. Back to Dallaire. Dallaire had it taken, though, by Devlin. Devlin rims it around. The Eagles are shorthanded again for 2 minutes and 7 seconds on a major penalty taken by Michael Gethings. Howell gets it. Instead of sending it all the way down, look for the pass. He kind of fanned on it a little bit, and the Penmen take it right back in on the man advantage. Knee on the half wall. Tried to get it back to the point. Twardowski took it. Craig overskated it, and it ended up back on the stick of Knee. Knee behind the net. Sends it back to the point to Dallaire. Dallaire on right point, fakes a shot, gives it to Devlin at the circle. More of the bumper position. Knee. Back to Dallaire over here for Flynn. Flynn shoots, blocked in front by Howell. Winds up and ripped it all the way down. Good job by Howell to get it all the way down with 90 seconds remaining on the 5-minute major. 10:45 to go in the third, 2-1 Penmen. Barter back out there after hurting his knee on the trip, and back come the Penmen. Watson takes a hit by Delory, and then a second hit, and Delory's going to get a penalty, and that's a bad penalty by Delory. As soon as the Eagles touch the puck, there'll be 2 men down as Delory's going to get a roughing penalty. A needless second hit on the head of Watson behind the play. With 9:30 gone in the third, the Eagles will be 5-on-3 down for a minute 12 with Delory. He hit Watson clean the first time, then went back at him a second time, and that's where the penalty was drawn. And in a game where we've seen all of these penalties, referees are just looking for anything right now, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want this to get out of hand any more than it has occasionally here. So, composure obviously is second to none when you're in these types of games and these types of situations. So you just need to work on exercising that a little bit better.
If you joined us late, we've had 2 5-minute majors on the Eagles and 1 5-minute major on the Penmen. Still 2-1, which says a lot about the goaltending, but now a 5-on-3. Shot by Pompaselli wide from right point. A minute 5 to go in a 5-on-3. Here's Watson closing in, looking for the stick of Gray, who's stationed out in front of Blodgett. Eagles set up the triangle. Here's McLaughlin, top of the slot. Gives it to Pompaselli. Takes a pass again from Pompaselli. Nice play by Cardo to get in the lane. Puck squirting free. A fan shot by Lynch. Eagles trying to get it out. Glassrud will do it and send it all the way down. And did it in midair. Helps that he's 6'7", able to get the puck high in the air, but gets it all the way down the ice. Here's Watson carrying it in over the line. Makes a fancy move around the defense. Carrying in, looking for a pass. Center to Lynch in front. A nice stop by Blodgett. Puck still free. Trying to get back in the goal is Blodgett. Good play by Glassrud to get in front of Lynch. But the Penmen maintain. Pompaselli across to Watson. It rolls off his stick on a slot pass. Now up for Twardowski. Too far and too wide and out of the zone. Cardo thought about going after it, but needs to change because there's only 3 of them, and now 10 seconds on the 5-on-3. Watson dumps it in, played by O'Connell. 8 seconds remaining. He's got time and space, gets it all the way down the ice, and the Eagles have killed off the 5-on-3. Now 50 seconds remain on the man advantage on the Delory penalty. Penmen now 2 for 10 on the man advantage. Carrying it out is Devlin. He'll take the hit from Craig, loses the puck, chasing in after is Tommy Bice. Devlin returns the favor to Bice. Now Barter takes out knee behind the net with a hit to the knee. Puck squirts free into the slot. O'Connell racing for it, gets it up in the air and out. Good effort by O'Connell to get it to center. Now Barter fights for it and takes it away. Barter walks in, fakes the shot, tries to go around the defense with a toe drag. Had it chopped off his stick as he did with 20 seconds remaining on the man advantage. Here's Twardowski, gets in over the line. Should have been offsides as knee was over the line on the far side. O'Connell just gets it to the blue line. It was in. That one was in, but he was offsides earlier. And 5 seconds remain on the man advantage. Craig spins away from the check of Twardowski. We're back to full strength, 5-on-5. The Eagles have killed off the 11th power play by the Penmen. They're now 2 for 11 on the power play are the Penmen. Check by Sturgeon. And then he hit at this point. He kind of got to look to see if there's going to be a penalty. Puck squirts free to Darby at the left point. He tries to take a shot. It goes off the stick of Bice. And here comes Craig. Craig to Crowther up on left wing. He's in over the line with Bice. Sends a shot toward the net, sticked away by Guerin. Turnaround shot by Bice right on, stopped by Guerin with 8:04 to go in the third, and still 2-1. The Eagles have done a good job after the start of the play. They've killed off the last 9 Penmen power plays.
Yeah, you don't want to be, when you're down a goal, obviously you don't want to be in this position, but the fact that you're killing them off is a positive. That's what you have to try to build off of.
They've killed off, they've had to deal with 2 5-minute majors. They didn't kill off the first one. They gave up 2 goals. And Murray gets taken down, and both officials have their arms up at the same time. That almost assuredly means a penalty when both of them stick their arms up at the same time.
There's no doubt.
Tripping to the Penmen.
To use your phrase, there'll be no veto on that play.
Absolutely not. But Rose is the one who will make the call. He'll call hooking on Jack Gray. And the Eagles will go to their 6th man advantage of the game. With 8:01 to go in the third period. The Eagles will go to the man advantage as Connor Murray was hooked. And now the Eagles have an opportunity to tie the game. Let's see if they can get one. Murray wins the faceoff to Aloy, but it goes into the near side corner. They try to send it up, and they do. It gets by Cardo and all the way down. Now Bice has to win the race from Twardowski. Good job by Blodgett to come out and play at the center, but they lose puck possession as Mothersbaugh will just play it all the way back into the zone. Blodgett gets it away from Lynch, feeds it up the dasher to Bice. Bice spins away, gives it to Murray, who had it roll off his stick with 1:35 to go on the man advantage. Murray to Aloy. He'll carry it in over the line on left wing. Eagles down by 1. Aloy stops. Checked off by his opposing number, Derek Flynn. Sends it around to the near side corner, but nobody there, so Murray has to chase after it. Popped up in the air and kept in by Bice nicely. Bice had his puck rolled toward the slot as he tried to shoot it, and it got rimmed all the way down the ice by Rodriguez. Cardo behind his own net, watched by Ball. 7:08 to go in the third, 1:08 to go in the man advantage. Here's Craig. Craig gets to center. He's in over the line, takes a shot that he fanned on, and it rolls into Guerin for the faceoff inside the Penmen zone with 58 seconds to go in the man advantage and 6:58 to go in the third. Looks like it'll be Knee and Barter on the draw to Guerin's left. One by Knee to Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh reverses the flow, so Craig will pinch in to beat Darby to the puck. He did it momentarily, and then Darby did a good job to get it out of the zone, and Brewer will have to start again. Brewer goes behind his net, being watched by Coleman Knee. Brewer waits. Knee goes left. He goes right. Brewer gives it up over the line to Engdahl. Engdahl has a rolling puck, tries to pinch it into the corner. He got it there, but no Eagles are there. Then a fan clear by Flynn gives it to Brewer at the point. Brewer pinches in, closes in, stops on the circle, spins back, looks for Crowther, fakes. Brewer then gives it into the corner as Crowther goes flying. Nice cross-ice pass to Craig. Craig one-timer, shot right on, stopped by Guerin. And a similar play that led to the goal as a puck from the far side corner to the near side point, shot by Craig, but that one was low on the ice, looking for a tip more than anything, versus the one that went in that was a little higher on the ice, and a face-off to Guerin's left, I believe.
Yeah, so good puck movement, well-conceived play, finding a shooting lane, getting pucks through.
15 seconds on the man advantage remain. The Eagles 6th. Barter wins it back to Brewer, tries to keep it in, he did, then sends a shot toward the net, looking for a deflection. He almost had one from Crowther or Barter, but Guerin swallowed it whole with 9 remaining on the man advantage.
Yeah, he did a good job tracking that puck. That was a dangerous shot.
Brewer did a good job getting it before it got out of the zone as well, and not overthinking it and just wristing it in. Puck stands in the circle. Barter ends up pushing it forward. McLaughlin ripped it around, but the only one there is Craig, but somehow it gets by him and out the center, and the power play is over. The Eagles 0 for 6 on the man advantage. Brewer fanned on his pass out of the zone to Crowther, and Brewer will restart behind the net with 6 minutes to go in the third. Here's Engdahl chipping it up the wall, looking for Cardo. They get it into the Penmen zone and continue forward. Eagles change the defense behind the play. Penmen trying to get it out of the zone. Pompaselli to Darby. Can't get it out, and a nice play by McQuegan to keep it in. He punches it in. McQuegan chases in after it. They go cross ice, and Howell's the only one there for the Eagles as it's outside the zone. Howell gets to the red line, dumps it in behind Guerin, chased by Darby. Darby gives it off to Rodriguez, who sends it all the way down. This should be an icing if it gets there. It does. Nice route taken by Sturgeon to ensure the icing with 5:15 remaining in the third, 2-1.
Time is waning here a little bit, so we got to bear down, win some draws, get pucks through, put a little bit of urgency here these last 5 minutes.
Barter, Aloy, and Bice out there with Craig and O'Connell for the Eagles. One by Barter to Craig, the goal scorer. He sends it toward the net looking for a deflection. He got blocked in front, though, by his opposing number, Rodriguez, and back comes Pompaselli. Pompaselli tries to send it across to Twardowski. He gets hit by Craig nicely and cleanly, so no penalty. I don't know what Aloy is doing. He's not looking at the play. He was looking behind him, and the puck ends up at the point, and there was a whistle for holding. Is that going to be on Twardowski?
I think it's on Southern New Hampshire. Yep.
But Aloy was talking to the officials. The play was going on. And Vito calls holding, the official Vito calls holding on Twardowski at 15:05. So as we talk about opportunities, here's the Eagles' 7th power play and back-to-back man advantages for the Eagles. Do you consider taking a timeout here, Coach, if you're Coach Richter? Set it up, slow it down a little bit.
There's two schools of thought on that, right? If you feel like your guys have been playing well and finding the lanes here in the third period, you're not going to. Okay. Probably going to want to save that for if you do have to pull your goaltender.
Barter wins it back to Brewer, keeps it in with a nice pass across to Craig. Back to Brewer, one-timer through a maze of legs. It's in the slot. Barter picks it up, gives it to Craig. He takes a shot toward the net, blocked in front again by Ball. Nicely done there. Barter tries to come up with it, and the puck's sent all the way down by Ball. Good job by Ball blocking it, but nice opportunities by both O'Connell and Brewer. By Craig and Brewer to at least attempt toward the net. So the Eagles are trying to apply the pressure on the man advantage. They're 7th, trailing 2-1. Brewer gives it to Barter. Barter at center, gets to the red line, dumps it in around the glass. All the way to the near side. Crowther feeds it back to Craig. The Eagles keep it in. 4 Eagles in that little spot right in front of the blue line. Taken and sent all the way high and down as it came free to Rodriguez. So he sends it back to Blodgett. Brewer will start again. 1:10 on the man advantage. Eagles trailing by 1. Brewer gets to the blue line. Fakes the pass, continues forward. Over the line. Waits, sends it toward the net, ends up deflecting wide. Comes all the way around the Craig. Craig tried to recenter it back to Barter. And Barter with a great job on his belly to keep Lynch from going in on a breakaway. He takes a shot stopped by Blodgett. Good job by Barter. Good save by Blodgett. Nice play by Lynch. As Barter was at the end of his shift and exhausted, and Lynch somehow got the puck from him, but Barter dove, got the puck, which stopped the breakaway for Lynch, and a pass all the way up in the air. Nice play by McQuegan, and they're going to say he's offsides as his skates didn't get back, and that'll put the Eagles, the faceoff, back in the Eagles zone with 37 seconds remaining on the man advantage. 3:32 to go in the third, 37 seconds on the man advantage. Eagles trail 2-1. This is their 7th power play. And it'll be between Coleman Nee and Connor Murray to Blodgett's right. One cleanly by Murray, so that'll give the Eagles an opportunity with Bice. Bice goes behind his back to Cardo, and they'll start with 30. 3:25 in the period, 30 on the man advantage. Here's Cardo. Gets over the blue line, gets over the red line, gets over the blue line. Carrying it in, leaves it for Bice. Bice, quick pass across to Murray. Murray dumps it into the corner to McQuegan. McQuegan, watched by Darby, held off, goes back to Murray. Murray, nice play, looking to center it out in front. He's in the far side corner. Comes out with it, top of the circle, sends it toward the net, blocked in front by Darby. Back to the point to Cardo, sends it toward the net. That's blocked in front by Pompicelli. Turn around by McQuegan in front. There was an opportunity for Bice. Back to Murray. Murray with the power play over, and the puck goes out of the zone. Good opportunity there. Aloy just missed it. Back comes Murray. In over the line. Heavy one-timer shot taken down cleanly. As he went flying, the puck comes all the way into the Eagle zone. Delory takes the angle off of Gray to prevent an opportunity there, and then rides him all the way around behind the net with 2:30 to go in regulation time. 2-1, Eagles trailing the Penmen. Aloy comes away with it, looks for a pass, finds Bice, carries it out to center, and then dumps it out to center so the Eagles can make a full line change. McLaughlin goes D to D to Mothersbaugh. Mothersbaugh will just stop at the red line and wait for somebody to come get him, and then he'll dump it into the Eagle zone with 2:14 to go in regulation. Brewer had it roll off his stick to Lynch. Lynch behind his net, tries to center it in front. Watson tries to spin away from the check of Delory, and then dangerously comes out through the slot with Pompicelli picking up a loose puck, and he ripped it from the top of the slot, stopped by Blodgett. Barter goes down. There's going to be a penalty to Southern New Hampshire again. Here's Crowther trying to catch up to a loose puck, and the Eagles are going to go to their 8th man advantage with 1:52 to go in the third. I told you we weren't done with penalties yet, folks.
Yep, I think this is where we maybe use our timeout and draw things up.
Boarding.
Use our timeout and draw it up.
Sorry, Coach. Boarding penalty to, I don't know who it is, because nobody has gone anywhere near the penalty box yet. Coach Richter will take the break, though. He can save his timeout if they're not going to put anybody into the box. Or are they officially given him his timeout now?
I don't know. Door's open. There's nobody in there.
Still haven't put anybody in the box, yeah. Still haven't put anybody in the box yet. Post does take their timeout. I would have waited till they put the guy in the box first, then called the timeout, just to give yourselves a little extra time. So I still don't know who the penalty is on, technically. There were 3 Penn men over on that side of the ice where Barter took the dump. Face-off will be in the Penn men zone to Guerin's left. Eagles trailing by 1:52 to go in regulation time. They're going to have a 2-minute power play. Coach, do you make it 6-on-4 here? Do you wait till you win the face-off? What do you do?
I think you make sure that you do win the draw, and I think it's at that point when you have control that you pull your goaltender, because you don't want to do it too soon. You still have almost 2 minutes here to work with, so be sure you use your composure. You've got the puck, and that your team knows when that sixth player is coming in, so that they can be effective. So you can know he's coming in, you can find him and use him.
Lynch 2 for boarding, and Coach, they pulled him now. Blodgett's off now. 6 attackers for the Eagles. Aloy, Bice, Barter, Cardo, Connor Murray, and Cameron Craig, the goal scorer. Rodriguez, Nee, Devlin, and Mothersbaugh, the 4 for the Penmen. Eagles trailing 2-1, 6-on-4. Power play Eagles, their 8th of the game. Mothersbaugh ripped it all the way down the ice and over the head of Cardo. Now they have to chase after it with no goalie down there, and Devlin getting there first. Devlin tries to come out in front, but a good job by Cardo. Then it scores free into the slot where Nee will take a shot at it. Good job by Murray to get in front of it and block anything else. Then the puck sent back in, but they had to tag up, so that wasn't going to count anyway. And now the Eagles will restart with 90 seconds to go in the third period on the power play, trailing by 1. Craig up to Cardo on left wing. Now he moves to the center, feeds a pass to go that was meant for Bice. It ends up on a Loy stick and then sent all the way down, and they score, and it's 3-1. Rodriguez picked up a loose puck. That puck was meant for Bice. Loy got his stick on it, which stopped the momentum, and then ripped all the way down by Rodriguez for a shorthanded goal, his first of the season, at 18:46. And as you were saying, Coach, that's the tribulation from pulling the goaltender at that point. Eagles never really had control of the puck on the man advantage. Eagles take the puck at center. Brewer cross dump into the near side corner. Darby tries to play it off and then send all the way down again. Past Delory with a minute to go in regulation. 3-1 on the empty net shorthanded goal by Rodriguez, his first of the season, unassisted at 18:46. Brewer to Delory. Cross ice pass to Engdahl. He picks it up on the fly, carrying it in over the line, stops on the 9. Tries to rim it down into the corner, but a nice play by the Penmen to send it out the center and off the Brewer stick with 40. Brewer, watched by Nee, trying to get away from Nee, feeds the pass up to Crowther. Crowther gets the center ice, carries it in over the line, still being chop-checked by Nee, and gets it out. Nicely done by Nee to chase Brewer all the way around and come back and take it away from Crowther. Engdahl being checked off by Twardowski, given to Delory with 20 seconds remaining in regulation. 3-1. Eagles have had no opportunities on this power play. And here comes Howell. He makes a move around, gets to center, takes a shot from 40 feet out. Easily gloved by Guerin with 11 seconds remaining. And 3-1 Penmen. .3 seconds to go in regulation time. It's 3-1 Penmen. And barring a miracle, it doesn't look like the Eagles are going to be able to get 2 goals in these 11 seconds. Eagles have had their chances. You can't say they haven't had opportunity after opportunity. They just haven't been able to get anything by Guerin, other than the 1 goal. Barter lost the faceoff. It gets sent all the way down the ice. That's going to do it. Blodgett plays it, gives it to O'Connell. This game's going to end 3-1, and the Penmen sweep the weekend series with the Post-University Eagles and go to 5-5-1 overall. 3-4-1 in the NE10. Now have 12 points, which moves them into 4th place in the NE10 with their win today, the final of 3-1. Unfortunately, the Eagles weren't able to get that second goal, but again, they had their opportunities, just weren't able to get one by Sean Guerin. Coach, as we move to the 3 stars, brought to you by Post University, offering online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For you, Post is personal. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Coach, your 3 stars.
Yeah, my first star with goal and assist goes to Kurt Watson. My second star, with I thought a very strong performance in net, goes to goaltender Sean Guerin. And my third star, with also I thought an equally strong performance in net, only giving up goals on power plays, 1 of 5 on 3. I thought the rest of the game gave his team every opportunity to win, goes to Drew Blodgett.
Both goaltenders playing well today. Shots on goal in the third period for Post 10, a 3-period total of 33. For the Penmen, 8, a game total of 27. Face-offs, those were just dominant by the Penmen, 15-10 in the third, 41-27 overall in the game. Eagles 0 for 8 on the man advantage. The Penmen 2 for 11 on the man advantage. Final score of 3-1. The Eagles did get a goal in the third period. It was Cameron Craig's second of the season from Barger and Aloy at 2:24, but then an empty net shorthanded goal by Ethan Rodriguez at 18:46 sealed the game, and the sweep by the Penmen 3-1. So, Coach, we've done the 3 stars, we've done the recap, and now the Eagles, who are 1-10-1 and 1-7-1 in the NE10, have 3 weeks before they have to think about their next game. What do you think about, and how do you get things on track going into their next game, which won't be till January 3rd?
Well, when you are struggling like this, in your first half's over, so it really matters how you end up, rather than really how you begin at the end of the day, especially I think with the playoff format the way it is. So you get home, you get healthy, coaches go over video, hopefully players are recapping and watching games as well and learning from that piece, and then you come back and you reset, you refocus, and you go after the second half of your season.
For the Eagles, again, a 3-1 loss this afternoon to Southern New Hampshire. They fall to 1-10-1 and 1-7-1 in the NE10. Coach, happy holidays to you.
Yeah, Merry
to
Christmas
and your family.
to you.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to those who are celebrating. I know we're in the midst of that right now, but the Eagles will be off for a little more than 3 weeks. Their next game is Wednesday, January 3rd, as they'll host King's College at 1 p.m. here at the Sports Center of Connecticut here in Shelton, Connecticut. If you can't make it down here for that afternoon game on a Wednesday, where hopefully it'll be warm, although it's January, so you never know, you can join us on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/go post Eagles. Coach, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Nope, just wish everyone a safe and happy holiday, and looking forward to seeing you back in 2024.
I'll echo those same thoughts. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast in 2023, as you have, and for all of the support that you give us and the programs here at Post University. The final score, Southern New Hampshire 3, Post University 1. For Coach Pete Whitney, I'm Jeff Nelson. Thank you very much for joining us on the NE10 Now Network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. We'll see you in 2024. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah for everybody. Good night, everybody.